Yo, oh my God, what the fuck? I thought I got rid of that shit. There we go. There we go. Oh shit. Had a few puffs on the other stream and you end up fucking up. It's all good.
When you're coming live, these things happen, yo.
That is correct. Mas One Bear said, wait, supposed to be live. Yeah, at 10:15. That's what time I started because I knew I'd be a little bit late. But what's up, Mads? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Everybody else that's in here watching, thank you very much. Much appreciate you guys popping in. Roberto, what's going on, brother? Talk to the people.
Not much, man. Just,
Did I mute? No, Roberto froze. I was like, wait a minute, what the hell happened?
What just happened there?
Yeah, you froze.
Okay.
You froze for a bit. Go ahead. What's up, Philmelitis? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, man. I guess that's what I'm dealing with too, It's just it's a funny week, yo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Bad week or
just funny, Just like I say, I'm a very observant guy, and what I'm seeing lately is just I saw a little quote that said, sometimes you just have to lean back and smile. And I find myself smiling a lot lately.
That's a good thing, no?
Yeah.
All right, that's a good
Rather
thing.
than, let my mouth get me into trouble. I just sit back and smile,
I feel you, man. What's up, Jack Laws? What's up, Mystic Shadows? Thank you guys for joining in once again. Much appreciated. You know the show. This is the O.O.C. Offer Chess. Got my boy Roberto here. You want to shout out your channel real quick, Roberto?
It's going to be a short shout out because right now you're only finding me here and sometimes square one when it happens. But besides that, I don't know. I'm going back to my thing. I feel it's coming soon, though.
Tell you how bad the weather is in Montreal. Internet is freezing. Actually, today was a pretty nice day. Like it was nice outside.
It was +5.
At one point it was plus. Now it's +3, but I don't know. Maybe it went up to +5 when I.
Yeah, it was +5 earlier. When I came out from work, it was +5. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I know.
People can't wait for spring. They're coming out in their t-shirts to put gas in their car. I'm like, look at them. Next thing you know, you're crying in the hospital saying you have COVID. Stupid ass.
Yeah, man. So we're going to get it started. And Roberto brought a topic to me. It's funny because he brought this topic to me like right after the show ended last week. And I was like, you know what? This seems like it could be a good start off to the show. We got a guest coming in today, Fat Steven Seagal. So it'll be in around 10:30. You know how we do. We like to kick it and then we bring in the guest. So, first topic here that we have, I'm going to share the screen real quick. Let's go. So it's from River City Post, and it says there's a video of FloydMayweather refusing to take a selfie with a boy with painted fingernails. So cancel culture is ready to dig their nails in another popular celebrity, no pun intended, following the attempts to get comedian Dave Chappelle canceled and his Netflix special taken off the streaming giant. Folks are now highlighting boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was in Los Angeles at the renowned Staples Center to watch the Clippers play the Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday night. A video presented by TMZ Sports shows a fan approaching Floyd Mayweather in the hopes of retrieving a picture with the undefeated boxer. So that's him there. However, his moment would end up being denied. The video in question shows Floyd allegedly refusing to take a photo with the fan after he pointed out his nails were painted. You got painted nails, Mayweather is heard saying in the video. I don't take pictures with guys with no painted nails. This reaction caused the fan to react by labeling the boxer a homophobe. The fan proceeded to share in the video with an apparent intent to post the interaction online. That they are the first to witness Floyd Mayweather's action. Now I'm looking for the video real quick. Is the video here? Yeah, there it is. So let's check out the video before we get back to it and see what's happening.
Hey. Yeah, bro, Floyd's a homophobe.
So go back to the beginning. Real quick.
You got painted nails. You can. I'm not taking a picture of a guy with no painted nails. Hey. Yeah, bro. Floyd's a homophobe. You guys saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me because my nails are painted. Bro, really? I didn't mean to rush him like that.
All right, so we get the gist of it. Roberto, what are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't see this video. What I saw was an image that
What's
I
up,
sent
Paul?
you last week. What up, Paul? And that image that I saw last week looked like it grabbed Floyd Mayweather at his worst, with a screw face and whatnot. And then they put this guy in front doing this, showing off his colored nails. Like, the image you're painting cannot give any justice to Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
So attack, 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 attack. The thing that kills me, I'm not trying to justify what Mayweather did was right, but doesn't everybody have a right to an opinion without being categorized? Like, if I didn't want to take a picture with him, I don't know because his nails are painted he's a homo or I'm a homophobe. Maybe I had some traumatic experience in my life with a guy with fingernails, and that's the way I freak out. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. So now I got to defend. I didn't call this guy any name. I didn't insult him. But now we're walking such a thin tightrope. If that shit's caught on tape and you're worth damaging, you're getting damaged, son.
Yeah, well, we're probably going to differ on this because I'm like, who cares if I'm like Paul said there, like, who cares if his nails are painted? It's a picture. Like, what does that have to do with anything?
I can't justify why he reacted like that. I'm not even really a fan of Mayweather.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that he's going to be attacked because he didn't want to take a picture with a guy, regardless if his nails were painted, his pants are too short, his hair is too long, why is that an argument to ruin a man's career?
Well, I mean, there's only one reason why he wouldn't do it, right? I mean, he said it. I don't take pictures with dudes with painted nails. Like, but
okay, exactly. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's the problem with taking?
I don't see a problem with it. No, but I don't see a problem either way.
It's discrimination.
Either way, I don't see.
That's just like saying I'm not going to take
that's
a picture of you because you're black.
Now. But that's the
you're a
world
black
we
guy.
live
I'm
in
not
now.
taking a picture.
That's the world we live in now, because I don't know how you could put a black guy and fingernails in the same category.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to not even have his fingernails. It's all the same category. It's like you're not taking a picture with somebody because their fingernails are painted, because of the color.
He's wrong for stating why. He should have just said, I ain't taking a picture with you. The minute he blurted out why, now that's the argument. Because he doesn't have to take a picture with you. I seen Kobe Bryant walk past enough people like they're zombies.
You're correct. But if your reason for not taking the picture is because someone's
you see what I said, right? But when he blurted that comment, he put himself out there. Now, maybe he's living 10 years ago, because 10 years ago, nothing would have happened. But the time we're living in, this is what I'm stating, the time we're living in, it could ruin his career.
Yeah.
So if he's a homophobe, let's just say he's a homophobe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that all his accomplishments now have to get ripped to shreds?
No.
Because that's what's going to happen.
No, he still has the compliments, but he'll always have that, oh, this guy's a homophobe title on him. But he'll still have.
You see, I can bring it to that thing that ticks you off, because, if he had called him the N-word, I don't think that would have ruined his career, ruined whatever he's doing in the same manner.
If who had called him? If the
other guy
had said you N-word?
Yeah.
I don't
ruin his career.
Probably not, because at the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about us. We know that.
Thank you very much. So, when you start teeter-totting things that some matter, some don't, but the end result, they offend somebody, I can't jump on that train. I can't. you have to allow us to adapt. Floyd Mayweather has to adapt that these are the times we live in. But he did not. Well, now he insulted the guy, but, again, I'm old school, so this is a very iffy subject, man.
No, I feel you. We have a guest in the house, Fat Steven Seagal. What's
How you
up?
doing, Fat Steven?
Hello.
Nice to have you on. Thank you. First time on the show.
No,
Some
Proud Canadian.
Thanks for coming on. I'm proud today with this stuff. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that. Right now, we were talking about Floyd Mayweather not wanting to take a picture with a guy because his nails were painted. Did you hear that story?
What?
Yeah, I'll show the video again real quick so you can get in and can hear your thoughts on it.
Why are you looking at his fingers for? Just take the picture.
Exactly what I said. But Roberto has a different take on it, so we can definitely discuss it. Let me find the stupid video again. Share my screen. I think I closed it. That's why. Okay, hold on.
It could also be from the fact that Mayweather's probably from an older generation, an older mindset, an older think as well. But it's not out of disrespect. It probably just makes him uncomfortable, but not in a way that's disrespectful.
Right, because that's what everybody's saying. They're calling him homophobic now, right?
And they're going to ruin him.
Here's the video.
Yeah, bro. Floyd's a homophobe. You guys saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me because my nails are painted.
Wait. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Really?
This guy looks too freaking happy to be saying that. He doesn't sound offended at all. Secondly, the second thing is he's not wearing his mask fully. If we're gonna go down and be like this, we're in a public event. He's not even wearing his chin diaper, as people call it, not even over his nose. And so look how happy. Listen to his voice tone.
We are Canadian.
Yeah. But listen to his voice tone. He's not offended. It's like he was trying to deliberately try to make someone uncomfortable.
You know that you said that, it makes a good point, right? Because if that was like someone who like yo, what the this guy didn't want to take a picture of me, and he's like it's a
how many people go out of their way? Yeah, but how many people go out of their way to try set up stuff like this?
All the time.
Today,
yeah,
I would say
victimhood. Victimhood is a professional career
every
now.
second person, yes.
Yeah. So even then, that guy did not look offended. He look. Is there a way to bring that back up and not like play it, but look at his eye, look at his face. I didn't want to look at his eyes.
So typical Floyd Mayweather, right? That's so typical.
I'm not into boxing, but dude, everyone has their standards. Plus, they're getting. I just want to see. Okay. Now go back a bit.
Yeah.
I'll go back to when we're
here?
seeing. No, when we're seeing.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
The other way over, yeah. Because like,
hey, tell me when to stop it.
Yeah, bro. Floyd's a homophobe.
Keep going a little more. Okay, why is he still filming himself? He's not even talking the fact of how he's offended.
Right there.
Yeah, he don't look upset. He don't look anything.
Saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me.
Stop.
Because my nails are painted.
Before that, when he was talking, the camera was zooming. You could see his cheeks raise up. He was laughing at it. He was laughing at
Floyd, yeah, like right here, right?
Yeah.
My nails are painted.
Right there, yeah. He's not offended. Probably know this guy's just trying to get 5 minutes of fame and trying to destroy someone. Who knows? Yeah, no, that's bullshit. I can swear, right?
This is a generation of name calling. You're this, you're that, bigot, homophobe. Whatever name they want to come up and put labels on people. This is why I could see myself living in the woods, off the grid. Leave me the fuck alone, because you guys are all fucking going nuts, and I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
And the same shit that goes down is like everyone's trying to do like, how do we know this wasn't even a setup just to get fucking views on YouTube, just or on Twitch or some other stuff like that, just trying to get it like his moment in the sun. Mm-hmm. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, good examples of that crap. But especially the way we have the drama communities on YouTube, always trying to take a jab, always trying to get, you know what I mean, shock value. He doesn't sound offended.
Now that you think about it, right? Because he's asking to take a picture. Why was he recording? You can't record
I
and take a
thought
picture
that
at the
too.
same
Until I
time.
didn't want to say anything because I'm on the dark side. So I'm just gonna sit here and smile, right? Like I told you earlier.
No, but that makes sense though. Yeah.
Everyone's gonna justify that guy's reaction because he's the victim. Everything about him is glorified and protected and has angel wings. And even if Mayweather speaks out the truth, he's guilty already because he's caught saying he doesn't want the picture with his nails. People are so quick to persecute if you don't change fast enough.
But why did he say he's a homophobe when he was out of earshot?
Yeah, right. He couldn't say that to his face.
But
And he wasn't
Steven, thank
upset.
you for being more observant than me, man.
No, it's not that. No.
Oh, yes, it is. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
No, don't thank me, man. You're
Oh,
right
yes,
too, because
yes.
you have an observation. Everyone comes from a different way of living, from their parents are being raised, how their
No, but
family
how
raised
you
them, where they grew up, whether it be like the
seeing
Bronx,
things.
Toronto,
Seeing
everywhere.
things.
It's all that shit. But
You're
at the same
seeing
time,
things.
well, I try not. I analyze too much. His ADHD.
Yeah, and I
shit.
analyze too, so that's why I'm saying I respect your outlook on the shit, man.
Because you don't see the first part. He's like, "Hey, can I get a?" Did he actually ask for a picture?
No, it starts off. It starts off with.
And when
Floyd
it flips
saying,
to him again, like recording from the bottom, there's like that, like something else is missing. Is that like the original video, or was it cut out and then re-uploaded?
Yeah.
And where was it found? Was it on Twitter? Where was it put up?
Roberto found that picture.
When
so
it
I
was
don't know where
first
it
put
put
out,
up.
there
Yeah.
was no video. It was just, like I said, an image that was posted with Floyd at his worst picture, and this guy with his nails black right up front, like really capturing the image that this guy rejected him because his nails were black. That's all you could take from it. That's all you could take from that image.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the fact that the guy wasn't actually upset, like it was a crushed dream, like he wasn't, like literally, like if it was an actual fan and like it meant a lot to him, he would have been a lot more hurt. He wasn't upset the fact that it was like he was automatically like the homophobe. Your nails are painted black. Okay, big deal.
Right.
You could be dressed as a goth kid. You still might not want to touch your nails if they're painted black.
Point. That's what Roberto said earlier. Good point.
Yeah.
He said, "I'm sure he looked at it like what will do more damage, the video of him saying that or the photo of him and the guy."
He shouldn't acknowledge it. He should wait till people start making a hype about it and be like, really? Is one minority coming after another minority right now? Really? Is that what's going on? And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be rude here with this. Like we got because in a way, if this does go online in a way in such a fashion, you're literally going to have the minority versus the minority boxing match online on Twitter in a way. You're going to have the gay community on one side, and you're going to have black people on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like who can play the better victim. And I don't think he played a victim at all. He knocked the fucker out.
For real. For real. You're right though. We're
professional victims. Easy make it. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, you first. My bad.
It's pretty much, we're in a generation right now with the younger youth, and this is not to anyone that's listening who might be a hardworking kid or who's been raised to like work hard, to earn respect, to earn their living, to earn their job. So not only when they do have a family, their kids look up to them, but their wife or their husband or whoever you're going to marry or whatever your family's going to be looks up to you. You feel good because they're looking up to you. And then we got the little shits in the other corner who hide behind a phone, a tablet, a screen, who have no idea what human interaction is except playing a victim card because they saw it on a TikTok video and they don't even know if they're doing this for a stunt or whatever to make a quick buck, because this could easily be an easy settlement. There's my new PlayStation. There's my new rent paid for a year or whatever. You know what I mean? Just to keep it on the down low. It could be all that type of shit. And if he is from that community, people are going to be uncomfortable no matter what. It doesn't make them a phobe. It makes them human. Everyone is going to have a comfortability factor when it comes to things outside of how their lifestyle is. It doesn't make them a villain. They're not pointing at you, calling you anything. They just said, hey, I don't want to hug anyone with painted nails. That's not derogatory.
We say that all the time on this show, man, because we talk about like everything on TV is, homosexual and stuff like that. And it's like, we're not saying anything's wrong with it, but we don't want to see it every time we watch a TV show. You know what I mean? Like if we're watching a superhero show, we want to see a superhero show or whatever, You mean
they hyper focus on the sexuality of the character rather than why the superhero is a superhero?
Exactly.
We watched and read about Superman and Batman for years. We never were like, oh wow, he's gay.
Right.
No wonder his powers are so immense. Like that doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from. We're in that also that focus where everything like that is hyper focused. So the best thing to do is jump on the bandwagon. And if anyone takes this out of context and thinks I'm hating on one thing or another, get your
It is
mind
what
checked.
it is. It is what it is. If people want to assume
Yeah.
that, there's no changing their minds. That's all you can say.
Yeah, we
Because
had
look,
this discussion a
how many
lot, man.
people, how many guys are out there saying that guy's lucky? The guy
He's
with
looking
the
to get
pinky
knocked
nails.
out.
No,
Yeah.
he's lucky because now this guy was probably in the back of a classroom or sitting somewhere. Nobody knows him, but now this guy is a star. He
Yeah.
might be
But
on
what
a
if
couple of talk shows. His Instagram is booming out the wall. His face,
Dr.
everything
Phil's
is
gonna send him to
jumping.
the farm?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's all
I'm not
great.
saying that that is the case, but this is the world we live in. You're going to question everything, and it's a matter of how many people question it is going to be the side that dominates. And I think it's the homophobe side that's questioning a lot because they seem to be dominating.
It's more it's easier to point a finger than it is to ask, well, what's wrong with my nails?
Facts. Or even try and work on a solution or something. You know what I mean?
Look at Butters, for God's sakes, with the South Park episode. They thought the goths were vampires that shopped at Hot Topic to become a vampire. They have painted nails and they smoke dark hair, eye mascara. They were like, well, they think, oh, vampires, phobes. Like, same.
Yeah, exactly.
Professional discrimination, professional. I hate it. It's like where your ball.
Yeah, man, it's really fucked up. And for the old school people, which I love when they come and share their views because it's a transition, and with change, like I keep saying, no one could tell me how fast I have to change. Just accept the fact that I'm changing.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't accept it. They want you on their pace, their highway, their speed. And if you're not on their speed, you're getting a fucking label, man. And this label is an attempt to discredit you.
Yeah.
And that's fucking wrong, because how many of them are getting discredited? How many of them are doing wrong and people are attacking
This
them?
is from 2021.
And it's justified. It's fucked up. It's a
Yeah.
one-sided fight. It's a one-sided fight that everyone wants to jump on because that's the trend right now.
Yeah, but this is from October 10th. We're hearing about this now. This is from October 27th, 2021.
Is it?
Yeah, I just found it right now. And if this was going to blow up and all this accusation was going to hit the fan, does anyone remember any of this on Twitter being like a horrible thing? Fuck, Whoopi just got busted, and she did worse than fucking Gina Carano.
I heard about Whoopi. What did Whoopi
She
do?
got a 2-week vacation for saying that the Nazis going after the Jews wasn't a race thing or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
She
find
shared
that
her
for this.
opinion. Her opinion could be wrong, but you're getting penalized for sharing your opinion?
Yeah.
But you see, that's
I think when you start convincing people and start doing more like, I don't know, more along the lines of what Joe Rogan's doing.
Yeah.
What about Joe Rogan?
Oh.
For accused. Okay, yeah.
Painted nails.
That was last year.
Your nails are painted. I don't take pictures with guys who have painted nails. Okay, so the box's words upset him. There's the video.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, we good up here in Canada, eh?
He's in a hurry to leave the game. Cool. Look how big that blew up. Like, yeah, he just like the thing got nailed down.
Right.
Sorry.
Hey.
Yeah, bro.
Whoa, is that more of the video than we saw?
Oh no, I think it's the same. Hold on, where does it start from? Let's see where it starts.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Oh wait, that's a little bit more. Yeah.
You got painted nails. You got.
Oh no, it's the beginning.
Guy with no painted nails.
That's the beginning.
Hey.
I don't remember
Security
him
didn't rough him up, nothing.
No. But see how he was being forcefully trying to push himself into them too, and
He even said it. Maybe I went a little too hard on him. He even said it. The guy, if you watch the whole video, he even said it himself.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Isn't?
You guys saw that first, bro. Floyd doesn't want to take a photo of me because my nails are painted. Bro, really?
Shit, I'm gonna get to these comments.
I don't see anything about
I think
homophobia in that thing.
Yeah, go ahead,
I
Roberto.
think your video was a little longer because I could have
Yeah.
swore I heard him say, maybe I shouldn't have rushed up on him like that.
Yeah, it is. I'll play that one in a second. We'll just go through the comments real quick. Phil Melita said, when Kramer said that word, it ruined his career. There are certain lines you don't cross past the year 2020.
Oh, yeah, the Holocaust.
2000. Yeah. This is now one of those lines. No one is going to take away his belts or money. I don't know. Probably not. But it's funny that I never heard about this until now.
Yep, me either.
It's weird. So
that means it died. He didn't get his fame. He just looked like an idiot.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Or he's trying to revive it.
So Paul said what? He deliberately wanted to make him uncomfortable. He painted his nails and tried to take a photo to entrap Floyd. So he triggered a guy who is a bigot to act like a bigot. He could have been in shock. I smile when I'm in shock. People nervous laugh.
Paul, but I think you're a defense attorney, Paul, and you ain't telling us, man.
The way he shouted homophobe, he was hoping to get punched. Seems like that. All right, so you got that one with Whoopi there, so I definitely want to see that one as well. Either way, it doesn't take away from what Floyd said. This guy just entrapped a bigot. What's up, Caleb? How you doing? You're still coming on the show, Caleb. Don't think I forgot, eh? You're just assuming that he saw the guy as gay. He could be afraid of goth people.
Damn right. Damn right. Vampires are scary. Look at Twilight.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And that guy's playing Batman. And that guy's playing Batman. Good luck with that. Drinking out of a sparkly goblet of fire. Hey, Arwen.
Maz Wombear said he has two-tone hair in the 90s boy band haircut. His textbook Zoomer TikTok trash.
Be careful, Mama Bear.
His fingernails are painted black. He is a vampire. He's not a vampire. He just sucks.
Welcome to the dark side.
It's still a type of a vampire, just they're not getting there.
Yes.
She said something about the Holocaust. Okay, that's Whoopi. Killing it. That was funny, Mads. People are basically mad because she got a 2-week suspension and Gina got fired completely.
Yep.
Mike said Gina Carano. She used to be on Mando, the Mando show. Yeah. And she got fired from tweeting something.
Literally talking about the Holocaust and how the Germans used to use like the actual population itself to do the dirty work, rat out your neighbor so you get another bag of food. And it was pretty much speculation of how it's going with cancel culture, how you're all attacking one person by the court of opinion and ratting them out because one person said you're this and now everyone's jumping on. And it was pretty much, and it was like relating, I think, to Auschwitz, I believe. I can't remember correctly.
Yeah.
And Whoopi yesterday or today's, who on The View, literally says the Holocaust wasn't about race.
Yeah. So Mike said, I understand what Whoopi was trying to say. She said it the wrong way, speaking about race regarding the color of skin. So let's hear what this Whoopi had to say. You want to play the video?
I guess so. I just don't want to. No offense to Whoopi, but I don't know what happened to her. She also killed Star Trek with this too, ladies and gentlemen.
Star Trek was trash news.
Over Whoopi Goldberg's Holocaust. ABC News announced last night that Goldberg is suspended from The View for 2 weeks. Goldberg apologized on yesterday's show for saying a day earlier that the Holocaust was not about race, but about, quote, man's inhumanity to man. Her remarks were widely condemned. Of course, critics pointed out that the Nazis considered Jews to be an inferior race. The controversy comes amid a rise in anti-Semitism. The president of ABC News said, in part, while Whoopi has apologized, I've asked her to take time to reflect and learn about the impact of her comments. So, Jonathan Greenblatt, who was on The View yesterday with Whoopi and the other hosts, who also went on CNN late last evening, said that he accepted her apology, that he coined a Nick Cannon.
Oh, my God. And then she went on Stephen Colbert and answered the same question.
Okay. What do you think about what she said?
I think she's an idiot. She was attacking Bill Maher not too long ago, and she was riding those coattails that whatever she says, people are just going to go along with. And she realized what it's like to put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah.
Even if she said it the wrong way or it described it wrong, do your research or go over with your crew that literally has your topic set up for the day and Google it during commercial. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a weirdo about it, but like, what the hell?
No, you're correct. You're correct. And that's what I say, even on this, like this little platform that's YouTube. I don't know everything, but if we're going to do a topic, at least I'm going to do some research on it. You know what I mean? Before I just go on there and start talking shit. Like, it's ridiculous. What do you think, Roberto?
Allow yourself to be corrected if you're wrong, but not talk like you know and convince others that this is what it is.
Right. Right.
Like, you know, we have no degrees. We have
I have an engineering degree.
Schooling. Well,
I have a network engineer
You're
degree.
a guest, and we might bring you along a little more often because you're Canadian and you're righteous.
Are you tokening my Canadianism right now? I feel
we're all Canadian up here, man.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'm a
We're all
token fat guy.
Canadian. Just, I'm proud to have you on here. You know.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We have an American
live
police
from Russia.
officer who's sensitive.
Oh, there's a cop here? Okay. You would love the Ottawa
Students. He's talking about Danny Fasty.
Danny's a cop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Danny's a police officer.
He would not like all the free weed being handed out across Ontario, across Ottawa right now.
For real.
Sorry, did I hear free weed?
Dude, literally a protest. I covered it yesterday. Literally, there's people who have pre-rolls walking up and down the street going, "Hey, did you burn your papers? Yeah, well, here's a free roll." And it's like
I say,
size
give
of
me
your
a blunt.
ball.
I don't trust you.
No,
man.
they are blunts. They are blunts. That's how
I don't
long they are.
smoke pre-roll. These guys can put some fucking shit in that shit.
Yeah, well, Canadians aren't all like that. That's only
Montreal, you got that right.
Yeah, that's more of an American thing too, you know?
Yeah.
Narcissist said it was literally about racial supremacy.
Yeah.
What she said was hurtful to millions of Orthodox American Jewish citizens like myself.
Yep.
She trivialized my family history, our world history.
Yep.
And Paul said millions of Jews everywhere and disrespectful of those that were murdered en masse during the Nazi regime. Yeah, man. And when you have a platform like that, especially like The View, where they got millions of people watching, you have to be careful what you say. But listen, that show has had so much fucking stupid shit said on it. It's unbelievable.
Well,
you know
Whoopi
what I
doesn't
mean?
know when to stop talking and take a breath so the oxygen gets to her brain. And I'm saying that because she's just been on a roll lately. And she also has to remember one thing now. She's on The View. She said this. She's lucky that Picard Season 2 is done filming because she has now put all of those ratings in jeopardy depending on the Jewish audience who actually enjoys that show, not concluding the cast members, if any.
You are correct, 100%.
She just effed herself with Paramount.
But that's why they suspended her, right? So they want to try and make it blow over, see what happens in 2 weeks, you know, hey, suspend you. But someone like Gina Carano, for a tweet, got fired.
Yeah,
so,
hypocrisy. Yeah, it's hypocrisy.
You
She got a paid vacation. But did you see Gina's tweet about this?
No. She
literally said, "Well, I tweeted something. Oh, I gotta find it because it was so good." And I'll quote it as soon as I can find it. Where is it?
Cool. The View is where you go to catch brain rot. My family was there. My grandfather was a prisoner of war held by the Nazis. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people. Sure. Go ahead.
I want to send my blessings and love out to the Jewish community, heart symbol. When I was being smeared, canceled, and misunderstood, it was a Jewish man at Ben Shapiro who reached out and asked if I would like to talk about it. Maybe at Whoopi Goldberg could talk to Ben. Conversation over cancellation.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ben Shapiro, I remember he did an interview with her and they talked about it. And if you guys know, some of you guys here, they follow Drunk. Drunk said like Disney called her to come back to the show just so that they could kill off her character. That's fucked up, bro. Like, yeah, you want to come back? You kill her off. But I say, hey, give me $2 million or double. Or
when was this? I missed that. When did they say to come back to kill her character?
Drunk said it on the stream. Can't remember what stream it was on. But he told us, he was like, yeah, they wanted her to come back so that they could kill. Yeah. And he didn't necessarily say her. Right, he didn't say here. He just said guess someone. But
see, I covered that interview when it first dropped that day. I paid the money just to get access to that. Streamed it live. Fuck. It was we had what I think almost 500 people watching. I've never had that.
Wow.
But everyone was respectable in the chat. Everyone was listening because the way Gina was talking and sharing what Disney was asking of her.
Mm-hmm.
Whoopi will never go through that.
Yeah,
Being told to sit in a Zoom call and have all these people from a community just badger on you forever.
Mm-hmm.
No. Whoopi's going to feel it in real life by people who are actually feeling offended by this because you kind of smeared the memory of what's been going on in history. But she won't understand what it's like to be on the edge of cancellation. She's just getting the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely.
It's funny no one's calling for a cancellation. Nobody.
It's
I haven't
weird.
seen that.
It's weird. But maybe if it gets enough traction, they might. If she comes back in 2 weeks and it hasn't blown over, they might. But, Dave Chappelle was like they tried to cancel him right away for his thing. Gina Carano got canceled. So maybe Whoopi has a little bit more power than we thought.
Well, Dave's actually signed, I think, to 2 or 3 more specials with Netflix, so he ain't going anywhere. Secondly, I've seen more cancellation coming from Neil Young and Elvira's Saggy Melonz than anything else.
Jack Law said, hate is hate, and hate comes from love. When I want to understand where is the hate comes from, I ask, what is it you love so much that they're threatening? Okay. You guys understand what he was trying to say?
Are you confusing hate and love with projection and don't look at me? Because some people literally will try to villainize other people and other things just to keep the skeletons in their closet sealed. It depends on the personality of the individual and the property.
For real. I've seen a lot of people calling for Whoopi to be fired.
I haven't seen that yet. Sorry, I must have missed those feeds. I was too busy laughing at Trudy all day.
Yeah, which we will definitely be getting into some of that stuff. It's okay. Definitely be getting.
If you think about it, everybody has bad thoughts.
Yeah.
At some time, right? Mm-hmm. Some of us are just better controlled at not expressing it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, for real.
Your mouth could get you into trouble if you don't control the shit, Because, I was trying to explain that to my wife, and I go, when you watch all of these movies, especially superhero movies, where anyone has powers where they can read minds, they always say people are bad, humans are bad people. Humans are bad people. Because they always have fucking bad thoughts at some point, sometime.
Yeah, of course. 100%. 100%. You know what I mean? Sometimes I sit here and I'll be like, fuck, I want to kill
That's more, if you have that superpower, it's a fucking curse. Because you want to kill everybody, man.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
I would want that fucking power.
You go to the store, someone piss you off, and you want to curse them, and you're thinking all this shit in your head, bro.
They don't even have to piss you off. You could just be there. I can't really say what I want to say, but you could, ride along with me. You walk in the store, and you see the guy there is not from where you're from, and you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. All these thoughts are going through your head. The guy did nothing to you. He didn't even say hello yet. But you have these thoughts because it's just human nature. But we don't say it. We don't fucking say it, because if you say it, the outcome's going to be a hell of a lot different. Whoopee.
Facts.
But that's the same thing as like we're saying before. Like we've seen this joke, and it's even true. You'll see like a person that they'll have someone approaching them on the sidewalk, and it's the stereotype. Normally they're like, "Oh shit," and all of a sudden they're clutching their pearls and crossing the street like they're the public enemy number one, and you're like, "Oh, there it is, right there." It's just.
Yep, I had that happen to me, man, many times. And you know what? And sometimes
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cross the street.
And sometimes, like especially when it's late at night, we as Black people will be like, is it because we're Black or because it's late at night? You know what I mean? And it's like late at night, like people get bummy late at night. You never know, right? So you can't just assume because someone does that late at night. Now, if it's broad daylight and the street is packed,
or you're walking up near a car, they look at you and then click, they lock.
Yeah, right.
What did you think I wanted to come in that shit ass car anyways? Fuck.
Right.
Or Office Space, where the guy's listening to the rap music, and all of a sudden the window cleaner comes closer and closer, and all of a sudden he's locking the doors and turning down the rap music like he's getting listening to that.
Exactly. Shit happens sometimes, man, but we can't always assume that it's always racism. Sometimes people are just scared,
Well, unless you're Trudeau, then you're a pussy. Sorry, capital P.
So bro,
That came from Crowder. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Keep doing it, bro. Brought him on because we have some stuff going on here in Canada. And what are your thoughts on the convoy, Fat Steven?
Well, I've done 8 hours of looking at it, and pretty much, I'm proud of Canada, man. We're cleaning up our own streets. There's no garbage anymore. We're cleaning snow off the sidewalk. Kids and adults are playing hockey in the middle of the streets. People have streams going where any of the donations that go in their bank account goes right to giving to the drivers, buying donuts.
And I apologize. That minister is.
Pause that for
Why
a
are we always
second.
apologizing? Fuck.
What's up, bro?
We're not apologizing. Like, the Americans have so much material, man.
You know? Yeah, I'll play that on. Finish what you're saying.
It when you watch this stuff, you see the actual Canadians underneath, right? And it's whatever Trudeau has said. Like, that man literally went on live, and what would he say? I would rather feel safer at a BLM protest than talk to the truckers that are violent, misogynist, racist outside. Like, dude, you do realize they're under investigation. All their GoFundMe's just got shut down, right? Because they're not being transparent with the amount of money they made with BLM.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And these truckers, you said it was, remember, $10 million their GoFundMe was up?
They just froze. They froze their GoFundMe too, as of today.
They froze it now
today.
Was it because of the terrorist stuff? Because I heard that they weren't giving it because they said some terrorist shit with the money.
No, I think they went under. It's going to review just because they've made more money than most of political parties make in a year.
For
real, $10 million on GoFundMe they've made.
For real, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think I need a GoFundMe. Hey, someone out there, you want to start a Nzo GoFundMe?
Yeah, Canadians again. Freedom Canadian streamers. Yeah, that's
for real. So let's watch this video because I like this one. I seen this one before and I was like, yeah, man, this tells a lot. So I don't know if Roberto's seen it, but let's play it.
Mr. Speaker, and I apologize that minister is misleading Canadians. I do get very defensive of Canadians who are outside today, patriotic, peace-loving Canadians who are called misogynists and racist by the Prime Minister. So again, I will ask the Prime Minister, who, may I remind this House, wore blackface on more times than he can remember, apologize to the peace-loving, patriotic Canadians who are outside right now just asking to be heard. Will he speak to them?
Yeah, she dropped the hammer. And he's like hiding in Vancouver or something with all of a sudden magically he has the vid. And I'm like, okay, yeah.
He bounced. He does not want to face them.
No. He's never getting reelected either again, too. You just told half your country you're misogynist and racist. I'd rather sign with the people.
What are you going to do now? Lower our telecom? Because the weed thing already done.
That's the best thing about a Canadian protest. They're too stoned to do anything more than just have fun, play music, and speak their mind. And that's all they're doing. They're giving hugs.
That shit, or it'd have been more violent.
He needs that shit. Trudy needs that shit. He needs it. Oh my god!
But that's the thing, though, right? Because there's a lot of talk about violent protests, Confederate flags, racist stuff, and when we saw those videos today, there was nothing. They were smoking, getting high, dancing to Bob Marley, bro. That's what I seen. I was like, that's how you do protests. That's how you do protests. You know what I mean? Yep. You smoke your weed, play some Bob Marley.
February 2nd, 6:46 p.m. Breaking. Black Lives Matter's national arm just went and shut down all its online fundraising streams following a DC Examiner investigation that exposed the charity's shocking lack of financial transparency.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm. And now they're trying to do the same thing with the truckers, though, now, right?
I think I think a GoFundMe is pretty much just making sure that the money is all for the truckers. And wait. Actually, I haven't checked it recently. Hold on.
You pulled a Hillary. Oof. Hillary did blackface? I don't know.
It's under review for applicable laws and regulations. I don't think it has to do with anything else. But literally, yeah, they're at almost 10 million. They're at 10 million, almost 10 million and $100,000.
That's crazy. We'll be Pam, Tommy, blackface, and I'm just on my way to church to bend down for Jesus. Nerd man, you don't go to church. Stop fucking lying, bro.
But he wears the blackface? What?
Nerd man, he said Whoopi, Pam, and Tommy, blackface, and I'm just on my way to church to bend down for Jesus.
Don't forget Ric Flair divorced.
Did he?
Supposedly Ric Flair's wife left him.
Damn.
It was what, 2 days ago? Yeah. Woo! My bad, I read that wrong. Oh my God.
I had a video too, if I could find it. It was Doug Ford, not Doug Ford. Yeah.
Fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, and he was talking about.
We should ask Mama Bear about him.
I live in the same province. I'm one of the people that got affected by his disability lies and bullshit. His whole fucking long-term care, passing the blame after the military found out that it was like under livable conditions. Over 2,000 people dead. People not allowed to visit their relatives, looking through a goddamn window while we got cockroaches, fucking the old, living in their own fucking diapers that have been stained in for days, sandwiches and food rotting in the corner. And that man passed the buck to the previous party, even though when he got office, he fucking got funding. Doug Ford can shove it way up his ass. During COVID lockdowns, the first thing he did is do a live stream with no mask with a shirt saying, "We're all in this together," and gave us a cheesecake recipe. You know, you could put that cheesecake. I got a place fucking cheesecake go. Fuck you, Ford.
Shit.
He clawed back fucking the emergency funds from Canadians, especially people on disability. It wasn't as bad as like Halifax and other places out there that literally took away all of their disability if you got served. They also canceled your health benefits during lockdowns. So people couldn't even pay rent.
That's crazy, man.
Fuck that.
See all that shit that happened in Ottawa? Put fear in fucking Legault's ass. Legault backed up. Oh, I'm not doing the COVID tax.
Yes.
The stores are open. The gyms are open. This guy said, I don't want none of that shit, yo.
Saskatchewan too. They said there's no more mandates. They're saying to fuck this shit.
But I think we're a little crazier over here than anywhere else in North America because you guys ain't locked down at no fucking 10 o'clock and coming out at 5 o'clock. I don't know what happened anywhere else.
Yeah, the curfew. Yeah,
that was
the worst thing. The worst thing that bothers me with Trudeau is how fucking fast Jagmeet Singh, I think, flipped the coin. He was all in there for people, helping people out. He was trying to go help the disabled people and all that shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm going through his tweet, and he's, if I'm getting this wrong, he was siding with Trudeau, believing that these truckers were just nothing more than a problem. And I think the RCMP even tried hire tow truck drivers in Alberta to remove the blockades, and they said, no, we ain't leaving our province.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I was trying to get the video, and there was another video my cousin showed me today, where the RCMP was over there, and I believe they were threatening to tow some of the trucks and arrest some of them. So if I could find that video, I'll play it. But it was on a site. She said she couldn't send it to me. So, but that's the kind of stuff that's going on, right? They're trying to villainize the truckers for doing something.
Speaking
that helps
of
everyone, yeah.
Finally, some wolves amongst the sheep, and they're trying to scrutinize them.
There you go. Alberta towing companies reject requests to supply trucks to RCMP.
Oh wow!
Excuse me. I just think, man, some juice went around to all these politicians. They're all fucked up.
Bro, the thing is, and I'm gonna play a video too, right? Where this doctor, can't remember where it's from. I think it's in Toronto or something like that. He's talking about the booster shot, and he's giving all these numbers, and it's like, yo, people are saying all of this is about control, and to a degree it is, but it's also about money. The amount of money that these pharmaceutical companies are making by giving these vaccines to people, I'm 100% sure there was a meeting where like, well, you know, if we get this number, well, trillions of dollars will fund your campaign, shit like that, bro. It's
but
crazy.
That's been going back forever. They're the biggest supporters of politicians, that industry. They pretty much put people in their place.
Right. So, and I believe that they're the ones that's pushing all of these forced vaccine on people. We need to get more money. Force it on them. You know what I mean? The more people vaccinated, the more money we make. Crazy.
Well, I had this dumbass theory. I don't know, maybe because I smoke weed, but I figure weed put a damper on their industry because, like I said, you know, they're discovering now that weed is doing a lot of good that the damaged medication was doing, and people are resorting to weed more so than damaged medication, and they're losing billions of dollars. So let's create something
I never thought I'd live in a day where I get to watch like my dad, who's in his late age, eating pot brownies before he goes to bed just to sleep good at night.
Facts.
I never thought I'd be the son and be like, I got my dad high in his retirement age. Gotta give us cookies and brownies. Thank you, Weed Maps. Thank you for being there because Weed Maps is awesome.
Smoke a spliff right in front of a cop and he can't do shit about it. Do you know how hard it was for me to not hide it?
Yeah.
Like,
First,
I keep
me
coming
too.
up, my hand is fighting me like it's trying
Me
to
too.
fucking hide it. I'm like, what are you doing? It's
Me
legal.
too.
It's a reflex, you know.
You got one hand on the blunt and you got the other hand holding a bottle of Axe body spray. Like you smell nothing, nothing at all.
For real. I remember. I think it was the day it was legal, or a couple of days. I was downtown. I was in front of the SQDC, right? And I'm burning, and everybody's out there burning, and we're just looking at the line because the line was crazy. And then some cops like just strolling by, and my first reaction was to pop it behind my back. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I doing? And there was a black dude there too, right? Two black dudes, and one of them did it. And the guy was like, yo, it's legal now, man. What are you in for? It's like, oh yeah, shit. And we all just stood there puffing, bro. Yeah. That's the one thing I'll give Trudeau. That's the one thing I'll give him.
That's all we can
legalize
give
weed. I'm happy for that, but that's it, man. Because what they're doing now with all this COVID stuff and the truckers and everything, it's going too far now. It's really going too far.
Well, look, even if Trudeau backs off and says, you know what, I'm going to revert on that thing I have for the truckers in Canada, they still can't go into the States because they have the same law over there.
Exactly.
So I don't know let's just work on bringing down these fucking conditions that they have right now. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Stop with the panic that you like to fucking create. And then we'll deal with whatever uniborder shit. But again, if he says, okay, he's going to retract on the thing with the border for Canada, the Americans say, you still can't fucking come in if you're not vaccinated, then what?
Mm-hmm.
You think you're going to go over there and pull their shit? I don't think so.
Go ahead, Scott.
Oh, no, I'm going to share this because I want you guys to see what our fucking jackass of a premier thought was the way to help a nation when we were all getting locked down. Now, y'all ready for this shit?
Yep.
But hold on here. Fuck you. We're all in this together. That's his fucking shirt, right? This is our premiere.
Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to make the famous Premier's cheesecake.
Shouldn't he be like,
this shit came out. This shit came out when we're all locked in our houses.
Recipe.
That's crazy.
Fucking like shirt. He's wearing gloves, but not a mask. What is he afraid of?
Purple Kids show.
Such an awesome cheesecake.
Barney.
Recipe.
Even purple. With his gloves already a start, right?
Preheating the oven.
Wow.
180 degrees, I should say, Celsius.
Then he's to put down the cheesecake and pick up some celery.
For real. See what we got here.
Who in his PR team suggested this?
That's it for
we're all in this together. Let's tuck in my t-shirt. Mads knows what I'm talking about. Mads knows exactly what I'm talking about right now.
Yep.
Our premier won't do this.
So first off, Nerdman said, I gotta say BLM was never an organization to me. It was a statement. I could give a fuck about the organization.
That's right.
Matt said, keeps trying to send kids to school. My child is not your test subject. Yep. And that's the thing. It's like schools open up, schools closing, schools open up, schools closing. You know what I mean? It's like, guys, get it together. Like, what are we doing here? You guys have no idea what you're doing. And Roberto keeps bringing it up all the time. It's like, we had a curfew. But how did the curfew help? What are the numbers? Did the curfew bring the numbers down? What did us being locked down do? They can't even give us numbers to say, hey, guess what, guys? The curfew worked, right? So our numbers went from here before the curfew all the way down to here when the curfew. Nothing like that.
You know what it did for the ones, though? It showed the rest of North America that the premier of Quebec got more control than anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's all it showed me.
Wait. Then I'll let you know. They're talking about our premiere right now. His brother was the mayor of Toronto and
the crackhead
doing hair.
The crackhead smoking crack on fucking Channel 5 News.
Yeah, this guy looks like a Muppet, like a cocaine meth head Muppet. Look at this guy. He's like the hamburger cheesecake helper. Like this fucking face. Like I'm gonna punch it. He's wearing these blue gloves like he just had like anal sex with the Blue Man Group. I'm sorry. I'm the Blue Man Group's ontologist. I'm sorry.
Andrea said, fuck all corrupt politicians in general. They all deserve to be taken care by their country's citizens. These corrupt politicians need to go and not just out of office. What's up, nerd man? I still wouldn't trust Pruitt's on my side, Onzo. Yeah, I feel you. And I thought Canada was good. Canada is good. It is good. I would rather live here than in the States, to be honest with you. But right now, what they're proving is how much control the government has over us. Like, it is absolutely unbelievable. And these truckers and everybody out there in Ottawa, they're fighting back, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean?
I always said, you remember I was telling you a story about how these guys are saying, how come we never fight? We never stand up here. We just always allow shit to happen to us. And people kept saying, because it's different here. Well, now we're part of the group. We can protest too. We can cause ruckus too. We could say we ain't taking shit no more. I mean, I'm not a part of it, but I ain't fucking against it.
Absolutely. I agree. I am not against it either. And if I could, I'd drive out to Ottawa.
Where do you want me to send my toonie? Where do you want me to send that toonie?
Just send me back some weed. That's about it. You know, just one from each bag in that brownie over there.
How'd you let Onzo and I know that you're giving away free weed in Ottawa? We would have been there supporting you and critiquing your
weed. What? Nah, you guys have been smoking on the way down and got lost at the first truck stop and be like, "Oh, this restaurant's awesome. Are we there yet?" You would see like 5 trucks outside the restaurant. Like, are we at Ottawa?
More like this. Yo, Popeyes.
Yeah,
I can't make that joke. I'll get beat up.
For real.
I got that spicy chicken sandwich back. I gotta go.
Here. We don't have Popeyes here.
You don't have Popeyes? You guys are both in Quebec. Where are you guys both in? Quebec?
They
Montreal,
don't want to make their literature in French and English, and I don't fucking blame them.
Do you have Smokey's Poutineery?
Who?
Smokey's Poutineery. You know what poutine is, right?
Now you say poutineery. You stole that shit from us.
No. There's a restaurant that literally just does
nothing. That's us.
I know, but I still love you like I love Montreal smoked meat. Okay.
That's us.
Oh, you know about our smoked meat.
What did you guys?
Yeah, not your personal smoked meat. I know about Montreal smoked meat with a nice Dijon mustard. All right.
But what comes out of T-Dot, or what comes out of the province of Ontario that you can put in comparison with our poutine and smoked meat?
2 World Series from the Blue Jays?
No, come on, man. We're not talking sports because you know that fucking Major League Baseball prevented us from having our World Series.
Well, isn't your team?
We don't even want to go there. We don't even want to. Okay, we could always talk about your Maple Leafs, but this ain't a 10,000.
Oh no, no, Maple Leafs fucking suck, bro. The Maple Leafs.
Well, you know what? Let's not go there then, because
no,
it has their pros and cons.
So do the Habs. Okay.
Right now, we're having some cons.
Some cons, really? Are you at the bottom of the list right now? Panhandling,
it's okay.
Like an Oliver Twist. Please,
but you
just
guys know what it's
win.
like because you guys have been there several times.
They're there every time. No, Toronto Maple Leafs is known for one thing: we get the playoffs, then we fuck up. We get the playoffs, then we fuck up.
Yes,
I missed the '60s. The last time we touched the cup.
That's the worst. You get to the dance and then they won't let you in.
And I don't even watch hockey and I know this shit because you know what the best part is? We're in the playoffs. All of Toronto is as loud as shit. And you know when they're out of the playoffs, all you hear is like this whisper of tears just drying on everyone's jerseys. Like, maybe next year, man.
What's the worst Many Dallas Cowboy memes you see out there, there's more of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got
Oh, I know what Ontario gives.
Fentanyl. My God. But it's okay. It's okay. Right now, we're dealing with the country, not the province.
But Smokey's Poutineery is literally a restaurant that does nothing but different types of poutine, like jerk poutine, bacon cheeseburger, vegetarian, nachos, all this stuff. Yeah,
jerk.
We have that here too at the Bunkies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Banquise has like 50 different poutines, but in all honesty, I just like the authentic cheese,
Curds.
gravy, and a good fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, Montreal smoked meat, hands
Yeah.
down one of the best shit ever. You gotta cut it fresh from the slab.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not used to bring it home and you just slather it on. They even have a Montreal smoked meat poutine. It's great. Just dice it up, candy it out, throw it on top. You're good to go.
You're making me real hungry, man.
I'm sorry.
Thank God this wasn't fast night. You know?
Andrea said facts, hence why I don't vote. Only voted once in 2020 just to prove a point that voting doesn't matter. What matters is who is counting your vote. Interesting. What do you guys think about that? I don't vote either.
No, never mind. Because
Okay,
no matter what, it's just pretty much you're at the point of voting for lesser evils, and we've had that example with Joe. What's my name again? Biden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to. Whoever you vote for, I don't demean you as a person. It's your choice. I will never say you're an evil person for it. But even Robin Williams called it back in the day where he's like, rambling Joe Biden. He says shit even people with Tourette's go, no.
Yeah, man. Judge Joe Brown, I watched a video with him and he said he was at a rally and heard Biden talking, racist shit on there. So I was like, okay. And I'm inclined to believe what he was saying,
What's a Trumpism? I'm not what?
Oh yeah, we'll get to the comments.
What's a Trumpism?
Wow. That's a Trumpism.
What's a Trumpism?
I'm sure Mike will explain for sure.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I?
The government is the real enemy of people, all about money, lining their pockets, and control. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. They don't give a fuck about us.
No, Big Pharma pays them off. They're good.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about us, bro. That's why I'm saying when they're forcing this vaccine on us, it's like, hey guys, let's get the vaccine. Let's get fixed. It's not because
get fixed.
It's not because they want us to be safe.
No, they want us under condition.
Facts, 100%. They want the money. The money. More people vaccinated, the more vaccines they have to make, the more money they get. Simple as that. Hockey fights are entertaining as hell. Agreed, Jason. I'm ready.
We got the Raptors. They're good, aren't they?
Yeah, actually.
They were good.
No, they are good.
They were
good.
They were good. It took an American to come over there and take you guys to the promised land. So,
and then LeBron got someone kicked off the court because someone called him a pussy ass bitch.
Listen to this guy. Do you hear this guy talking like he's not from here? Get an American to come over there and help you guys.
My first basketball game.
Are you appropriating Americans right now? Is that what you're doing?
No, I am not. But my first basketball game was a playoff game. It was Toronto versus Cavs when they got swept a couple years ago. I enjoyed it. But the minute Kawhi came over here and helped us win the championship, I'm glad we won it. But fuck Kawhi.
See, my first basketball game, I actually, back when Fox Kids was still going on, you can call in. I actually call in and I actually won box tickets down in Buffalo. So we actually got to watch the Raptors in the box play, and they had it fully catered. It was awesome.
Nice.
It was for my dad. He had to drive down to fucking Buffalo.
Crazy.
I guess that's part of my bucket list, the NFL NBA game.
NFL is definitely what I want to go to.
You need the Rough Riders playing the Rough Riders. You just need to see that game because it's like the Rough Rider. Just yeah.
He's like, who?
I don't watch the Grey Cup.
That sounds. I was gonna say something again. I would have got in trouble. So let me just sit here and smile.
Sushi pizza is pretty good. You can find a lot of the Toronto sushi places. Also, if you ever get a chance in Toronto, go to Chinatown. Look for the Green Train. It's a Korean small restaurant near Dragon City. They make the best spring rolls you'll ever have, man. They give you like a plate of 4. Like they look like the size of taquitos, but you'll go through them like crazy.
Nice. Definitely try it out.
In T-Dot or Ottawa?
Downtown Toronto, Spadina, just south of Dundas. Yeah, I did career work in Toronto for about 8 or 9 years, so I was one of those guys on the bikes delivering packages, all that shit. During that time I was hit by 16 separate cars.
Jesus.
I'm lucky. It only herniated my spine on the last guy who whacked me up, but I'm also stuck in the system now where I've seen a couple neurosurgeons, and if they operate on me and even a slight move wrong, they'll paralyze me from the waist down.
Shit.
So I take it as it is. But yeah, I love this city, man. Raves, bars, the ladies. But I'm sorry, Toronto ladies, you look nice. They do look nice, but they're also batshit crazy. It's the ones I've run into.
Yeah.
You want a nice lady? East Coast girls from the islands. Halifax, PEI, dude, they love to cook. They love to make you feel at home.
Oh, do they ever?
Mm-hmm.
But it's not even just that. They give you the eye contact and the respect because you're
very aggressive too. You don't necessarily
that type
have
of
to
aggressive.
approach them. They
Yeah.
will approach you.
Oh yeah, they got like a lasso and they're ready to go like Wonder Woman. It's kind
I
of
was shocked at Halifax. I'm telling you.
And I'm not being mean. Yeah, it's facts. It's facts. Like honestly, the
Went
rave
for a
the
visit
rave
and
scene.
stayed for 3 months.
Yeah, rave scene in Toronto was a blast. They used to have stuff at the Opera House called Hullabaloo, huge candy kid parties. You had jungle parties there. I partied my ass off. I worked hard, and I don't regret any of the years I did down there. I even DJ'd. It was fan. It's a good place. Go in the summer. Harborfront's great. You find a Cherry Beach party. You got guys setting up turntables on a little beach outlet. Cherry Beach is also known for beating up the homeless, but whatever. And you just got people chilling on the beach. The sun goes down, and they're just playing house music nonstop. You can just sit there, crack open beers, smoke a couple of joints. Everyone's friendly, like we're seeing at these protests. Same thing. That's what Canadians are. Welcoming. It's like the South. Open door policy. As long as you're nice. Yeah,
absolutely. When I went to Toronto, man, people were nice. Like that was, I guess they must have known. Like, well, they couldn't have known, but you know, it was like people just, hey, how you doing? How you doing? We walk around. Cops even said hi to us and shit. I was like, okay.
Even if I was hiding my joy behind my back, they still had to say hi to me. You know,
for real.
Yeah.
So I had this video I wanted to play. Let's listen to what this.
Yeah, this was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, you heard this one too.
Yeah, because the day they announced this, my dad's like, I'm going to the bar tomorrow. My buddy's picking me up. He's already out of the house in the wheelchair at the elevator. I'm like, he's going to be drunk on both wheels. All right, let's do it. It's great.
Facts. And I wanted to also listen to the numbers at the end when he talks about the booster shot.
Including limits on gathering sizes and indoor dining. Hospitalizations are trending downward in Canada's largest provinces, and so reopening as of today and continuing at a gradual pace for the foreseeable future. Let's get the perspective on that from Dr. Peter Juni, the scientific director of Ontario's COVID-19 Science Advisory Table. Welcome back, Dr. Juni.
Good morning. Thanks for having me again.
Well, I'm interested in your perspective because I spoke to you the day that Ontario announced its plan to reopen. And when we spoke, you expressed real concern that there was no
CBC.
Scientific evidence to justify to support that.
I haven't turned on the TV. I haven't turned on the TV in 2 years almost.
How concerned?
Oh, I feel you, bro. Yeah.
No, there is everything.
Same here. I don't have cable. I use my box.
In the right direction. When we look at our
kind of funny to say the numbers are going down, but it's flu season.
You know, less positive tests among all the tested. We have now good wastewater data from 99 locations in the province, covering every single public health unit, all suggesting we're going downwards and actually quite steep, which is good news, meaning, you know, perhaps in a few days we will reach the bottom of the valley, but this is relatively low again, you know, perhaps the situation like we had around 20th of December, still high, but relatively low compared with what we experienced probably around 10th of January when we peaked.
French.
And we see in the hospital occupancy go down.
That's
be aware of the we only see those patients positive, you know, with their tests. Once they're negative, they could still be in hospital.
I don't know. He was cloned yesterday to give propaganda.
So it will go a bit slower, but it definitely goes down. And ICU have stabilized, and I expect them to come down a bit more. So it's all good news. We're ready
for this step. Sorry,
He's out boiling if he was back.
That's a big change from when we last spoke. Positivity rate, wastewater.
The accent is German. Okay.
Hospitalizations going in the right direction.
I couldn't tell. He wasn't going 9.
I mean, how will I know? How will we know?
German and not like
going okay? What
were they yodel?
Watching for in in the near future.
What country do you go there? You know?
And I worked quite heavily with one of my statisticians on refining the wastewater analysis.
Something
this
like
will
that.
help. We will
Look at his name, Uni. That's not German.
You need to be aware of. That's the
That's
only
like from
two things
Sweden,
we
no?
actually can look at right now as
Sweden.
early
That's what I'm
indicators.
not
The decision to do the next reopening step is so soon that we won't have any clue yet about what will be happening with the hospital occupancy and ICU occupancy. So we need to depend really.
Please, no. There was literally a clip. Mag sent it to me.
And there's another
a whole community of Polish people came down to the truckers with bread and sausages, saying, "We escaped the communist country. We don't want to see Canada go the same way."
Rollout is
just
good.
Yeah.
Why is that, do you think?
I don't know. It's really
so when he gets to the
wake up there
booster
now. You
shot,
know, as a
that's
rule
where
of thumb, you
I'm
can
like,
just,
listen to this guy.
expect
I don't get
that
it.
if you get your third dose compared with your second dose, this will further decrease your risk of a serious outcome by a factor of 5 times less risk. So let's
careful. This might be hit you with medical disinformation.
Right now, for example, for somebody like me, in my 50s, this means that if I would be unvaccinated, even if I had perhaps an infection in the past, on average, my risk would be 1 in 60 infections to end up in hospital. If I'm vaccinated with 2 doses, my risk to end up in hospital is 1 in 300 infections, already dramatically lower. But if I have received my third dose recently, my risk is 1 in 1,500 infections. You get the feel for that. It's really important, especially for people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, to get their third dose, because we have a lot of people who are vaccinated with 2 doses. And
let me ask you a question.
All need additional protection.
Does that not sound like the same shit they said about the second, the dose itself?
It is. That's what it is.
So is that partly why you have been
one of the information is so conflicting. This is why I didn't want to take it on.
Vaccinated include now 3 doses as opposed to 2, changing that the vaccine certificate requires 3 doses.
Yes, we have a window of opportunity now. You know, everybody has the possibility now to get 3 doses. You know, we really have fallen asleep situation regarding the rollout, and there is capacity. So it's the window of opportunity now, perhaps roughly 10th of February and end of March, to do something that protects our higher risk settings, including restaurants, bars, gyms, etc. You know, all that. And it would be now that this would be worthwhile for 2 reasons. One, I just said, indeed, it would nudge everybody to get their third dose and be safer. But also in the first perhaps 2 to 3 months at least, we will have a decrease in the risk of infection and therefore transmission, meaning
this guy gets to his point. He's driving me nuts, man.
Restaurants to have dinner once if we had
it's just crazy because this is the same thing they said when they first brought out the vaccination.
Has this been the formal advice?
So that's about it now. But that's why I showed that, because those are the same things they said when they told us to get the 2 doses. Get your vaccination, guys. Everything will be open up and you'll be able to go back to the movies. And now they're saying the same thing with the 3rd dose.
I can't get that.
Are you vaccinated, Steven?
I got 1.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gotten my 2nd. I was also the only guy who hobbled to the Rabba near our building to get any type of supplies. Never got sick. My dad never got sick. But that's just probably I was lucky. But I got it because I like I said, my disability is up for review because for some reason they want to do it now. I don't know what the restrictions are in the health places. So yeah, I have to get a 2nd one eventually.
Got you.
But the only thing that hurt when I got it was my arm. But I didn't feel comfortable walking into a Shoppers Drug Mart with dirty, scuffed floors. Like, hey, just sit on this lawn chair. We just got out of the Canadian Tire. Doctor will be with you soon. And they're just pushing out that cart they used to restock shelves with needles and like gloves. And I'm like, this is your idea of a station to? I'm like, what's going on here?
Wait, it was in the Canadian Tire?
No, it was in a fucking Shoppers Drug Mart in the back with really? White linoleum floors there scuffed as shit. You can tell it's one of the bad ones that have like the post office in the back. It was one of those, and I'm sitting there, it's like, I would rather get stabbed at Chuck E. Cheese. Still got pizza.
Terrence Alonso, maybe I get superpowers because I got the 3rd shot.
Yeah, Andrea, a couple of days, that's it, and I didn't feel anything else. Like I felt more of the bottle of JD I drank than I did out of that jam.
Yeah, I don't think Roberto had any side effects either. You know what I mean?
Just a little pain in the arm.
It made me more of an asshole.
That's about it.
But that's the thing, man. At the end of the day, I was like, I'm not getting it. You know, I'm not anti-vax. I'm not pro-vax. I'm not anything. Just was my choice. I didn't want to do it. You know, when we had I think it was the N1, the H1N1, I didn't want to get that one either. But my son's mother and my son, they ended up getting it. And I remember them saying, oh, if they get it, it's possible you could get sick if you don't. So I said, okay, so I got it too. But I'm not interested in getting it.
I also had to get it because my dad is in the age range where I gotta be, you know what I mean? I'm the
be careful. Yeah.
Because if anyone remembers what happened in the early 2021, it wasn't that he got sick. It's something happened with his health, and the scariest shit I've ever seen. Your family member being carried out on a stretcher during lockdowns, and you don't know what the fuck's going on, and you got to take care of the house, not freak out. I was a wreck for weeks.
I can imagine,
because he was in there for like I think almost 2 months, and I didn't know what to go on. It was brutal. It was even more of a battle just getting one of my brothers to just come by, pick up shit to bring to the hospital for him. And even then, it's like, no, you got to come downstairs. I want to go upstairs, or I don't know if this is that. I'm like, dude, we're in the lobby in an enclosed space, people going in and out, touching a touchpad to call me. You then waited in another lobby for the elevator in an enclosed space, and then went in an elevator up 21 floors and then down. Shut the hell up and just pick up the shit for him. It's like
for real. And me
There's
personally,
Bosco.
Yeah, Bosco's in the house. What's up, guys? Chillmonger's in the house. Thank you too for coming in. I know Chillmonger has a lot to say on the topic. I've been trying to get him on as well, but his times are different than ours, so just listens in. But if my parents were alive and I knew I had to go see them all the time to protect them, then absolutely I would have done it. 100% I would have done it, because I would not have wanted to go and give them anything, right? But both my parents are passed away, you know, so I just didn't see the need.
Yeah, for me, I didn't want something in me that wasn't tested fully on humans properly. That was my goal.
Terrence said Anzo had several friends get COVID. They were very sick. Others were mostly fine. I've heard that too. It affects people differently, you know.
Kept all lawyers alive. I'm kind of upset.
I had a post on Facebook. It was a lion, and there was a bunch of sheep there, and the post was like how you feel knowing you didn't get the shot, right? And everyone's a sheep and the lion. And then this dude came and posted, and he's like, well, something about believe what you want to, or you're gonna die, or something like that. And I was like, bro, look at the numbers for the people who have died from it. Look how the age limits they are. I don't fit that age bracket. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any underlying health issues or anything like that. Maybe if I did catch it, maybe something would be different. I'm glad I've never caught it yet. But at the end of the day, man, you know, the numbers aren't the same as they used to be. Dude, they're not.
Dude, I'm the type of guy like that I'll get like a cold for 4 days, 5 days, and then I get nothing for the rest of the day. My worst sickness for me is I get chronic migraines from air pressure and shit. When that hits, I'm done anywhere from a day to 72 hours unless I have the medication. Other than that, I don't get sick. I don't even get a cold hardly at all. So my immune system is like, fuck yeah, we're gonna keep you alive until another car hits you, or it's not my time to go yet.
Exactly. 100%. And that's what I said too. Like, hey man, if my time, it's my time, you know. I lived a good life. I don't want to at all, because I've been there. I've been
whoa, dude, we gotta get the GoFundMe first. We need 5 million each.
For real. Terrence said he can speak on it. Yeah, Terrence, I can send you the link, man. So you could pop in here, not a problem. What was I gonna say?
You know the
When
worst person? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
You know the biggest piss off with all this shit is how fucking lazy Canada Post has been about this. Oh, we can't come to your building now. We don't even call up. We just fill out all the slips. Oh, you have to go pick it up yourself. You lazy motherfucking Canada Post drivers. You were doing this shit beforehand. And you got caught. I love this. This lady literally has brain cancer in my building, okay? And her medication gets shipped via Amazon, right? Or whatever. And literally, she is bitching out the driver going, you're just going to put a slip in? You're not going to call me up? I need this medication to survive. He's like, where is it? I'm like, well, I called up. You didn't call up because I'm down here waiting. She walked him to the truck. Give me my fucking package and my brain meds. And I'm just seeing this driver going, I'm like, oh my God, Canada Post, you're far fallen. And they're like, we're not allowed going up past 10 stories. We're not allowed going up 10 flights of stairs. Like, mother, then why are you you're not even using the boxes we have installed inside the lobby. It has made so many, like Amazon has more balls than fucking Canada Post, UPS, all of them do. Canada Post has used this as the most laziest excuse to not do their fucking job. Facts. And if you are a Canada Post driver and you do your job, props to you. But I've worked in mail industry shit when it comes to delivering packages and being on time. Y'all got nothing to say on this shit.
Facts. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, when the Xbox Series X came out, right? I got it first day. So I was checking, shipping stuff. It's coming today, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm watching. I started playing some games. And then I went back to the site and it said delivered. And I'm like, delivered? And it wasn't delivered. I'm sitting right here, right? Went downstairs, seen the little ticket, had to go pick it up. You know what I mean? And I'm like, these guys didn't even fucking ring my door. Like, they didn't ring. They came to the door, put the ticket on there, and left. And then when was it that something else I was getting delivered, and they told me that they can't come to the door, they can't deliver it, I gotta go pick it up. I was like, bro, I'm right here. Like, I think it was for my PlayStation, because the PlayStation 5 came like the day after.
Cool, you can send it to me now.
The day after it came, right? Bastard. And I sat down outside. I sat down outside and waited because it was Canada Post again. So I sat down outside, and when he came, he literally told me I got to go pick it up. He can't give it to me.
Bullshit.
Like,
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. He should not he should not have a slip already filled out. He should not.
Yeah, he had this. Yeah, exactly.
They should. Yeah, that's the thing. They're being lazy. They're abusing their fucking job. That's why they were Canada Post. Yeah,
he had the fucking slip filled out already, and I'm sitting there talking to the guy. I'm like, bro, I'm standing right here. Like, that's my Xbox in there. That's my PlayStation in there. I'm right here. He's like, oh, I can't do it. It's against the rules. You gotta go pick it up. I was like, no. You motherfucker. And it was I was able to pick it up that day, right? Because he was like, oh, pick it up maybe after 5 today, but usually it's tomorrow, right? Yeah. So when I went there after 5, and I went there, and the guy was like, oh, it's not. He's like, it's not here. It's not punched in. So I'm like, fuck. So I happened to look over in the corner, and I seen a bunch of boxes, right? And I said, aren't those the delivery boxes? He's like, yeah. So he went to go look, and I seen a big box, and I was like, it's that one right there. I didn't see no name, nothing. I said, it's that one right there. He picked it up, and he's like, oh, shit. Yeah, it is. And then he ringed it out, and he's like, yeah, I know how it feels, man. And he let me get it. But if it wasn't for that guy, I would have had to wait till the next day because of them fucking idiots.
That's right, Andrea. It's lazy shit. They've abused this whole fucking lockdown shit. Like, they used to do it before. If the package was too big, okay, they would just put the slip and go. But lately, the driver I've been dealing with, we call the potato, who he's there like, oh, we can't come up. Like, motherfucker, you can get the hell up here. Just get up here.
Yep. Terrence is in the house. What's up, Terrence? How you doing?
Yep. Hello, everyone. How you doing?
I feel like I'm that chick sitting on the couch of that Pornhub video. What the hell's going on here? Sorry. I'm sorry. Bad joke.
What's going on, Terrence? You said you have something to say on the matter? Go ahead. Speak your mind, bro.
Yeah, I just have a lot of flashbacks going on because, I live with my family. And at the time when the pandemic started, I remember I went with a friend. We went to see that Bloodshot movie with Vin Diesel. And that was around the time when everything was like shutting down. And I remember going to the theater, and it was a ghost town. It looked like one of those scenarios for a zombie apocalypse movie. And we went inside, and everybody was happy that was working at the concession stands. Like, oh my God, we have customers. So we go in and watch the movie. I get back home, And my parents were like, "Where were you? What was? Oh my God, there's a pandemic, and the COVID and everything," and they're freaking out. And I was like, "Yeah, I was just at the movies with my friend." They're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm never gonna forget how scared they were. And they were watching the news, and then that was when humans were buying up all the soap and the toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
And it was like, based off of their reaction, I had made a joke. I was like, "So you guys are gonna start buying up all the soap and toilet paper because clearly you are exhibiting fear." And then I started getting cursed out and stuff, and that was at the beginning, and they didn't want me to go out at all. And I was like, "No, I'm gonna leave to make money, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do." And they're like, "Okay, but when you get done working, don't like go to parties and do this and that and stuff." Like, they were always asking me who I was with and what was going on and how many individuals I was surrounded by. And then, in the beginning, they were talking about, "Oh, we're working on the vaccine." And at first, they specifically said they don't trust it. They're not going to get it. Mm-hmm. Fast forward, some time passes, and then now the vaccine is out and all this stuff. They go and get it. And I was just like, I thought you said you weren't going to get it and you didn't trust it. They're like, "Oh, no, well, we were watching the news and they say you have to get it." And I told my brother, I was like, "Yeah, they're going to make that a condition for us to be here because they're scared. They're thinking that they're going to die 24/7. So I already knew that they were going to deliver an ultimatum. Like, if you want to be around us, then you have to take the vaccine."
Yeah.
So I got my first shot, and, I didn't have any, side effects, no symptoms or nothing. And then more time passes. And then when it came time for the second shot, I was just like, yeah, they try to act like they wanted to have a conversation, but I saw through their emotional bullshit because they had the same approach that they did the first time. They just thought they were going to circle around and that was somehow going to convince me to share their way of thinking, to share in their fear, and how much the media had hyped up everybody's like fear, like, "Oh, you're going to die all the time. If you don't get it, you're definitely going to die," and this and that. So, and then more time passes, and here comes the whole booster shot thing, right? Now, this time around, I went to my parents. They were eating dinner and shit, and I was like, "I'm going to get the booster shot, but one of you are going to have to take me to this appointment if you want me to get it. Because if you don't, I'm not going to get it." So they kind of just stared at me and they were in shock. And I just told them, I was like, we both know that you are going to try to force it anyway. So I figured I'd beat you to it, because even at this point in the pandemic, with all this misinformation and them backtracking on a lot of stuff that they brainwashed humans with because they care about control and money, I was like, let's just get it over with. And they're like, "Oh, thank you and thank you." I was like, "No, you don't need to thank me. Like, it is what it is." And they're like, "Well, you should feel." And this is the part where I had to like say something, because when humans tell me that I should feel, I'm like, "Oh no, that's never going to work out in a conversation, because I'm a logical thinker and I'm not going to think with my emotions." So that's where they had already failed. And I was just like, "Look, I'm not saying that I want something to happen to you. And, you are within the age bracket where they say that you're more at risk." But I was like, "Look, you can hide under your bed all you want." Now, granted, they started cursing at me because they're like, "You're disrespecting us," and so on. But I was just being honest. I'm always honest no matter who I'm talking to. So I told them, you can decide to stay home all the time and not live your life. But later on tonight, when you're eating dinner, you can choke to death. So you're going to die at some point. So you need to stop being afraid 24/7. That's no way to live. At this point, you're doing what humans would call existing, because you're no longer doing the things that you enjoy because you think you're going to die all the time. And I refuse to be in that weak mindset that I'm going to die 24/7. If something happens to me, then it happens. So once I said that, they had that like shocked look on their face, like, "How dare he fucking speak to us like that," kind of face. But I tried to explain stuff to them for over 2 years, and no matter how I came at them, their immediate position was, you know, we're scared and we're not going to do this. The news says this and the news says that. And it also did not help that my mother is not only a nurse, but she's in charge of other nurses in LA County. So she was all about like, yo, we got to get the best masks and you got to wear 2 and 3 masks. I'm like, no. I'm not wearing those like Darth Vader. No.
Can you imagine that? You leave in the house like a macchiato, please.
You know?
No donut. I am your father.
I was just like, this is a serious problem because I was like, I'm just gonna wear the one mask and that will be fine because according to the news that you like so much, they keep saying that you can wear 1, 2, 3 masks and you can still get this COVID thing. So I'm like, what difference does it make if it doesn't seem to help that much? So, you know, that's when I had another period of that long pause and stuff, which is an indication that the human has processed what you said. Whether or not they're going to come to a equal mutual ground is another discussion. But I had to hit them with that kind of stuff. But that's essentially been my experience in relation to my family specifically. And then, you know, I've had some situations with friends where they're all over the place. Some are scared, some don't care, but it's all over the place with them. But with my parents, while they're a little less afraid at this point, you know, they still got the fear in their eyes. Like I can see it when they step into the light a certain way. They got that I'm afraid demeanor. So yeah, that's
the mind killer.
That's the that, you know, long story short, that's the story of Terrence's journey on Earth when humans are dealing with the COVID pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. That's what it's all about. Not just for your parents, but for everybody. It's the fear, right? That's what they're doing with the fear. Because even when this Omicron strain started out, right? And it got high, they were talking about all the numbers. These people are infected and everybody's infected. But the death rate was never announced like it was when it first started. And I always noticed that. I'm like, you're talking about everybody infected, but what are the people who's passing away from it? You know what I mean? And yeah, it's about scaring people, man. And that's what they're doing with this vaccine. And then they tried to pull this bullshit of where if you're not vaccinated, they're going to tax us more, Terrence. Like all the unvaccinated, we're going to get taxed more. And the government ended up changing that. Thank God.
Yeah, I've heard of some different stuff. I've even had the vaccinated humans tell me, they're like, we are the same, Terrence. I was like, no, human, I am nothing like you. Now, granted, I have 3 shots, but I just want you to know that my situation called for it. Not so much that I opted on a Tuesday and went, you know what, let me get this vaccine because, yeah, I'm like, nah. So,
it's the responsibility of the son or the daughter than it is the responsibility of what your principles are. And that's a hard choice sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I've had humans tell me that. I mean, for me, in these situations, like to me, it's not a hard choice. Like, because my parents are like, oh, I know it's difficult, and you know, they even told me at one point that I should be afraid. I'm just like, what kind of weak shit is that? Like, how dare you tell me I should be afraid because you are? No, it don't work that way.
Yeah, I was never afraid. What's up, Paul? How's it going?
Hey, it's good, guys. How are you guys going?
Doing
hello.
Doing good.
Hello.
I'm fat.
That's Fat Steven Seagal. If you might not, you might know him from Lorena's channel, man. Good guy. Canadian.
I've seen him once, I think, before, but I've been listening to him talk, so it's fine.
Cool. So what'd you have to say? You said that a counter argument?
Yeah, so I got a counter argument. So the state that I'm in, Queensland, we've only dealt with Omicron exclusively. So when Delta hit our Australian borders here, we closed, like our premier, which is like our we call him governor, the state governor, like basically she closed the borders so that no one could cross over in or out for a period of like, I think it was like 8-12 months maybe. So Delta couldn't because it was raging down in the below states below me. So we've dealt exclusive with Omicron. So when I'm just giving that as a caveat so that we can talk about Omicron, because that's the current, most infectious strain of this. Okay. So with that context, there's a couple of things. Every day, our premier does an announcement addressed to the state, talking about how many cases there are, how many rats tests there's been, how many positive PCR tests there's been, and how many deaths there have been. There's been plus 10 deaths every day in our state, exclusively with Omicron. They've been ranging majoritively from 60, age 60 and up, but there has been a 10-year-old who died 2 days ago from Omicron, and there was also a 30-year-old who died last week from Omicron. Now, I'll give some ground in that I think there is fear mongering going on. I don't know if it's the government so much as it is. Well, here it's not really the government; it's more so the media that are very much triggering, especially the boomers. And they kind of have a big deal since they're the majority of the ones that are dying, in my state currently.
It's the mass hysteria.
But what I will say is, so there's been some stats that have come out. So New South Wales is a southern state where Delta raged, and so is Melbourne, the city, Victoria. That's also a state where Delta raged. When they mandated the vaccine for 2 booster shots, they've got the graphs on hospitalizations and ICU admittance went straight down, because people started getting the vaccine, and it had this is the other thing, people don't understand how the vaccine works, and this is also a media issue and it's also a government issue. I will agree there, because the government said essentially alluded that it would cure you or make you immune when the vaccine was first brought to the shores, basically. Which is not how it works. It's not how any vaccine never works that way. That gives you the immunity for your body to fight it off, which means you're going to get symptoms, obviously.
You're
going to get symptoms from the vaccine that the virus may give you, right? So myocarditis is one of those. And the stats are borne out now that you're 5 times more likely to get myocarditis, which is the heart swelling of the wall that people have died from the vaccine. And that's a very negligible amount of people, mind you. It's not good, but it's not like every 1 in 5 are dropping dead of that. You're 5 times more likely to get that with COVID. Now, that's COVID and Delta, not so much Omicron. So Omicron has lighter symptoms. It's more contagious, but it's not as a big a killer. It's still killing people, though. So there is that's why the third booster shot, that's what I'm getting around to. That's why the third shot is needed. So what our government's done, our state government, which has done better than the federal government in this, and explaining why it's necessary, and our state leader of health here, I forget what his actual official title is, but he runs health here, basically the minister, the public health system. Yeah, the Minister for Health. Well, the Minister for Health and the doctor that's in charge of how we're handling the pandemic in our state have both come out, and they basically said the statistics on how it covers you. So what the whole point of was she shut down the borders so that we could get the booster shots to the most vulnerable people. That's the immune compromised and the elderly, okay, who have mostly taken it. And what they're finding in the stats of these people that are dying, they were double dosed, but they weren't boosted. And so what happens is the immunity wanes from the vaccine over months, because it's effective to a point. And then it's just like a tetanus shot. How you have to take a tetanus every 10 years to avoid tetanus. It's the same deal as that. It's a virus. It's like the flu shot every year. It's the same deal as that. So that's what the whole idea of the booster is. It's to boost your thing. And mind you, I'm not saying don't take zinc and all these other things. I'm saying that the shot also assists in effectively giving your immune system a boost to stop the spread, to limit the spread, which has been borne out in like I said earlier, the graphs down south, where when it was mandated, those hospitalizations and ICUs have gone straight through to the floor. And in my state, the hospitalizations and the ICU, the government's coming out going, we prepared for this many people to go to the ICU, and that hasn't happened because people have got. We are 90% first dosed here and 88% double dosed here currently. Like across the board. So there's a lot of information I just gave out, but like what I'm trying to say is that that's why the third booster is necessary. That's all.
And you see, this is the thing. And like, if you guys, you know, people vaccinated, they think it's necessary, that's fine. It may be necessary. But my point is that they're using the same talking points to get people to get it that they did when they talked about the first two. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you guys get these 2 shots. We're going to open up. You guys are going to be able to go back to your normal life. And it's a year later or whenever the shot came out, and we're still worried about getting locked down. And now they're bringing up, hey, if you get the booster shot, you guys will go back to your normal life. Everything will open up again and you'll be, you know what I mean? And that's the problem that I have with it. It's like,
yeah, I would say like that was the other point I was going to make, is that because this is a virus that mutates, and it's mutated very fast. Like when you think about it, in the fact that it started as COVID, then it went to Delta, then it went to Omicron very fast in the space of a year. Science is still trying to catch up with that. Scientists are still doing experiments. They're still trying to find the most effective, like they've got an effective means to fight it currently, but they're still perfecting that. So there's always going to be new information because the virus is ever changing as it goes through the populace and jumps from person to person, or like Terrence wants to say, human to human, right? As it jumps from human to human, it's going to have a potential to mutate again. So they're trying to limit that spread so it doesn't mutate. That's the point of it. And like they're going to continue to update the public as it goes forward. Now, on the pharmaceutical front of like making money, well, they're a business. They're going to want to make money. I'm not going to say they're not corrupt because everyone knows better. But like what I will say is that like a good example is this: the primary producer of ivermectin, the people that own ivermectin, right? The thing that's being pumped up by a lot of anti-vaxxers as a cure for COVID or something to fight COVID. That pharmaceutical company put on their site that it wasn't an effective treatment for COVID. They came out and admitted that. Now, if they were about making money, wouldn't they have a vested interest in pretending this worked? If there's a conspiracy, that is.
Yes, but if they can get one that's better, you know what I mean? Because people are still getting sick, people are still catching it. So it's like, hey, yeah, that one wasn't really effective, but hey, now this one is. Take this one because this one will be effective. And then another variant will come out and they'll be like, oh, well, that one wasn't as effective. So here we need to do this one now. It just feels like it's never going to end. It's
never ending. Yeah. Well, I understand that, and again, I would put forward the fact that it's just mutating so fast. Like we're gonna have another strain this year easily. I think they're gonna have
there already is one called the Delta Chrome now, which is what I heard.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. See, it keeps mutating. I hope it keeps mutating in the direction Omicron's going because that has less harsher effects on the body. It's like a common cold almost, whereas Delta was a lot more potent, and so was the original COVID, obviously, which killed like millions of people in the world when the outbreak first happened. Right. So I hope it keeps mutating it's really fast spreading, but it doesn't do anything. I hope it becomes like a cold,
just a common cold.
That would be good.
You know, another thing too, Nzo, is that because I've had these different conversations in relations to COVID with many humans, and like a lot of them, they get really emotional when you don't share their viewpoint, especially if they are, full of fear. But like, as I've told them and my parents, I'm like, I don't give a fuck how you feel. Like I never will say like, hey, don't feel like this. I'm like, you're going to do whatever the fuck you're going to do. Like their life has nothing to do with mine. But the issue that I have is when these humans try to tell me you need to think and feel as I do. I'm like, you can kiss my ass with that kind of stuff.
What do you think, Roberto?
I have to agree. Like I said, everyone's entitled to their own.
And you, Fat Steven?
What?
What do you think?
I missed out. I'm watching everyone roasting BLM on Twitter. I was sorry.
It's okay.
What was the question?
What do you think about the booster shot and everything that Paul was saying?
Well, he's given knowledge that it actually would be a lot more transparent if it was delivered in that way across the board. That's the whole thing. And with Nzo, what you're making also makes sense. The fact that we're getting the same points every freaking time. I mean, it's like the way we can look at media. Consume, consume, consume. This is the best you're going to get. You need to do this. You need to do this. But the way Mr. Helix here described it, he's pretty much giving a story of how it affects, what it will do, and depends on how everything works. So both opinions are right and wrong depending on how people want to perceive it. But
and it still comes down to the end result being a choice. You either do it or you don't.
Right.
And that's where that's where it relates back to the way we're looking at Canada right now with the truckers. It's the mandates that you have to do all this shit rather than choose to do it or put it on the workplaces whether they want to let you go or not. It should not be like I can respect the immunocompromise. I understand where that's coming from, but at the same time, before COVID, what were immunocompromised doing and dealing with stuff with the normal cold and flu?
Right.
Because it's man-made. That's why. It's man-made. It was decided at the GOP that it was man-made. Like this is a man-made mutation of the SARS virus. That's what this is.
Okay, I just don't want to go down that road. I know
that
you're going
quote unquote escaped in Wuhan. And then they left the country open for a week so that it could spread outside of Wuhan. So, this is man-made. The GOP already decided this when they met, the global summit, whatever the hell it was. They all decided that it was man-made. And the scientists have now done the studies and found that it was man-made. Like it's got outsourced material interfered into the genetics of it, which proves that it's man-made. So that's why.
That doesn't even surprise me. I remember when I found that out, and my reaction was, yeah, humans be fucking up. They do a lot of stupid shit. But it's just like, to me, regardless of what's going on, I think the idea of choice is very important. Yeah. And I respect whether someone wants to get it or they don't want to get it. And sometimes, I've had humans get surprised by that. They're like, wait a minute, you don't care? I'm like, should I? They're like, well, everyone else. I'm like, I'm not everyone else. I'm Terrence. I'm like, it doesn't matter what you're going to do. Like, as long as they're not around me bleeding out of their eyes and ears and something crazy, then I'm like, hey, it's all good. If that's what you feel you want to do or don't do, that's fine by me.
I do have to confirm though. After my first shot, I did all of a sudden grow bat ears, so I can confirm that it does have different side effects.
Listen, Fats Steven Seagal. I was looking in the mirror every day to see a 666 come out on top of my forehead. Or
I was just hoping to watch. I was hoping my penis would turn into a foot.
The shit in the last 2 months that I have witnessed on the internet of what people have said about this vaccine, it causes cancer of the brain. I can't.
Paul, I'm still waiting for the zombie apocalypse. I'm like, let's get that shit going, man.
I do have a question about the truckers. So the truckers are correct if I'm wrong, they're protesting because the government has mandated the vaccine and they've told the company that they need to mandate it as well, or the company has mandated it that they work for?
The company didn't. No, they made it. No, the government did, not the companies.
So see, I disagree with that. So this is how I see it. In the government, if you work for the government, you got no choice. Especially here, the vaccines have been mandated 10 years here, especially in health, right? So everyone in the health industry here had to get it, or they leave. That's how it works because the government mandated it years ago. For private companies, they're a private company. I have no problem with them trying to protect their staff and their patrons. If they choose to mandate a vaccine, you're choosing to work for them, and it's an at-will employment thing. Now, people on their face might say that's not fair, but you still have your choice not to take the vaccine, right? You still have your God-given right not to put something in your body that you don't want. You just have to get another job in another company. That's how it works. That's what freedom of business is. But I don't agree with the government telling businesses what they can and can't mandate. That is against what I consider to be fair and balanced.
No, they do, and now these truckers who aren't vaccinated can't cross the border, so they can't come into our country, which is stopping them from making a living. And America has also implemented the same rule. So that's why they're fighting.
And too, Anzo, at the start of the pandemic, like when they were talking about the vaccine and they were like, oh, they were making it sound like it was optional.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, who's a nurse, I looked her dead in her eyes and I told her, I guarantee you at some point, these humans are going to force that shit on you. Now, they're going to say you have a choice, but they're going to say, if you don't do it, then you can't do X, Y, and Z. And then she looked at me. She was like, that's not going to happen. How do you know that? I'm like, because humans are predictable. And when it comes to their emotions, they will try to manipulate the circumstances to make it seem like you have a choice so they can get what they want, or you can't do whatever it is. And then she was like, no. The scene transition, and then as you've been seeing on the news and stuff. And then I remember when I saw that, when she was watching CNN, I looked at her and I was like, what did I tell you about these fucking humans? I fucking told you they were going to do that. And then she just said, yeah, you were right. And that was it. Because I knew it.
But I got to counter to that. Does the government have a fiduciary duty to make sure that their health workers are safe to be around in order to do their job? When you go into an operating theater, you're counting on them not giving you strep, or like another disease. Right?
Let me tell you to your point, Paul. Right before you finish, so they had that mandate here, right? Nurses and everything had to be vaccinated, right? A lot of the nurses, they fought back. They didn't want to get vaccinated. So it was, if you don't get vaccinated, they're going to fire you. But they couldn't do that because the hospitals wouldn't have enough nurses to, supply and demand. Not only did they do that, they also said that if you are a nurse and you have symptoms of COVID, but you're not sick, you can work.
Yeah, I saw that they did that in Canada. So they have not done that here because I believe like 98% of the and it might be different here because when they went to mandate it here, it was already mandatory because from 10 years ago, every vaccine has been mandatory to be taken if you work in the health industry or you're going to be exposed to some patients in any way. So that includes like techs that would go on site to do computer work inside of like an operating theater. They need to be vaccinated as well. So the unions they couldn't do anything about it because essentially that's how it was. And it turned out that like I think 98% of our health staff in Queensland got vaccinated, like because it was just a thing. And some of them got vaccinated before it was mandated. I got my first shot before it was mandated.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the number is here.
She also asked me a question about her being a nurse. She was like, so do you think that how I've been going about this and other nurses that we've been wrong? And I said, no, it's not so much that you're wrong as much as it is that you're taking orders from the humans that control all this stuff. I mean, you being in your field, you have to follow certain rules. But and if you don't, then you'd be out of a job. And you've already expressed to me that you love what you do. And if I am to believe you at your word, then I suppose you have no choice if you want to do what you love. But that does not mean that me or anyone else has to agree with the shit that you humans lay down. Right. And she said that was fair. And I'm like, I know it's fair because it's not coming at it from an emotional perspective. I'm just looking at all sides of the equation, and I see that certain humans are suffering, getting fucked over when they don't comply to the wishes of other humans that deem this to be the best way.
See, I got laid off by email during lockdowns.
Wow, really?
Yep.
Shit.
Yeah.
You're locked down by what?
I got laid off by email during lockdowns.
No way.
They waited for the restrictions for like the whole you can't be laid off for a certain amount of time. So they waited for that full month period. Then bam, laid me off. They didn't answer any of my questions. When people were going back to work, they were like, hey, we're going back to work yet? When am I going back to work yet? They had to wait for the legal time to lay me off by email. They made me sign an NDA as well.
Wow.
So Enzo, I got the feed for health here to show you, just so I can, because I don't like making unclaimed things. So this was today's announcement: 9 lives lost in the last 24 hours. The day before, 16. The day before that, 10. the day before that 3, the day before that 12, the day before that 18. This is all Omicron. The day before that 15, 9, 11, 13, 10, 10, 13. See how the track here? It's like every day we're losing people in my state to Omicron. So it is killing people. It's just killing people at the rate it was killing people with Delta or the original strain.
Well, you see, that's the thing that I'm saying, right? Because look at the new cases. So you guys have 15,
so we peaked up 200, 88,000, 88, 89. So we're getting like the case to death ratio is like small. I'll give you that. But we also haven't had enough study yet into what long-term COVID does to the body. I know with the original strain, when you got that, there were X-rays done of people's lungs. It showed like permanent burning on like healthy 30-year-olds who had no other comorbidities, and they had long-term they had long-term COVID effects. So like there's still, we don't know what happens when you catch it and how it's going to affect you in the future. Yeah, because like there was a study done. So there was a study done that came out a month back or 2 months back, and it was done on people who caught the original, I think the Delta strain in Australia, and it was done on like 50-year-olds plus, and they found that they had permanent or partial disability from long-term COVID, from catching it, and that was pre the vaccination.
Yeah.
What was it? I think if I remember correctly, Nzo, I think the first.
I don't understand what you mean, Mads. Do you mean that I'm biased or something?
You might want to emphasize that Paul works in health or something. No, I guess just to show that you know what you're talking about. I guess I don't know.
Oh, I don't know, but either way, I was just showing even if I was just a random, if I showed you those statistics that were like not statistics, those actual numbers that were coming out every day of our state, and it's primary Omicron here, it kind of just it shows that there is still death. It's just not as much, and that's why I'm hoping that the next mutation is less death,
but
and then after that and that and that and.
Until no one's dying from it. But you see, that's the thing that I'm saying. You see the infection rate number, right? And then you see the death. Yes, I get it. People are still dying from it. But are those numbers enough to be continuing to do what they're doing? Like if you probably check and see how much people die from the regular flu a day, and then you go to the 80s or 70s years old, 80s years old, the numbers are probably the same.
Well, my question would be to that is, well, there's three reasons why. One, they wanted to limit it so that it doesn't mutate. Yes, that's the first one. Mm-hmm. The second reason is they want to limit people dying, catching it and dying. Like even if it's a small number, it's still not cool to have death. And the last reason, and let me think of it again. I had three in my mind. What was the query again? What was the question again?
Which one?
What was your question again?
Oh shit! Slipped my mind.
Because it would have jumped my memory because I would have like, oh yeah, that's right. But like, oh yeah, you're talking about the new cases of stuff. Yeah. Like so like you'll see like even with this, or you can't see now, but there was like 50 in the ICU, then there was 52 the next day, then there was 54. So and then it was down to 52 again. So like. The ICU's dropped as well. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So we don't know what would have happened, right? I'm just going to talk about Australia in general. If there was no vaccine, we don't know what that death rate would be, right? Because 90% of the state is first dosed, vaccinated 88% is like second dosed, right? And I think like we're at 60 for the booster. I think we don't know the effect. Counter to that if we hadn't taken those vaccines, how many people would be dying right now? So we don't know.
I can understand that. But you see, what also we don't know is out of those 10 people, how many were vaccinated, how many weren't. You know what I mean?
Well, majority. What it's going to be now is majority of people that die will have been double dosed in my state. So it'll be comorbidities or old age or like varying amounts of health things that may that when you catch COVID. So the way I explained it to my dad was like so if you have AIDS, right, and you catch a cold, what killed you?
You catching the cold.
Yeah, getting the cold.
Yeah, you have no
Yeah,
immune
but you have no immune system because of the
Right.
underlying condition. So that's why
Right.
these people are dying, because they have an
Yeah, yeah,
underlying
yeah,
condition,
yeah,
and
yeah,
COVID
absolutely.
basically takes them over to the
Yeah,
next world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
No.
So you appeal it immediately if it does get done, Enzo, because like everything because we're not going against. We're not. It's not really. We're not doing conspiracy or anything.
Right.
Oh, she's talking about like medical misinformation, but I just showed actual like released. This is released data from Queensland Health, which is a medical organization in Australia. So,
Man,
the government organization.
I'm never gonna forget because I went to see Fast 9. I think that was my first like movie back in terms of the theaters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll never forget when I put on my fast shirt and I was leaving, and like the fear that my mom had on her face when she realized that I was going to the theater, and she was like, "Are you sure you want to go?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to see this movie." And then she was like, "But it said on the news that like that's one of the most dangerous environments." I was like, "I understand that, but I don't get afraid of shit. That doesn't work on me." So I'm just like, I'm gonna go have a good time. If you don't want to go, don't go. I will see you later. But it's just her face from when I was talking to her, and I stared at her from the time when I was closing the door and stuff, and she looked terrified, like, I don't know, she saw Michael Myers or something. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I feel you. We're going to say our last words before we close it up. And I'll say this. When our theaters opened back up, I went to go see. They had Empire Strikes Back on this big screen. I haven't seen that in so long in the theaters. Me and my son.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I got to see it, dude. I got to see Predator on the big screen.
Facts.
I got to see all Star Wars. I got to see Predator and T2
Predator.
on the big screen.
Oh, that'd be so
I was
cool
so
to
excited.
see on the big screen.
They brought all these old school, because no movies were coming out.
Yes.
Like they put all these old school movies back, and I'd never seen them because I was a kid, and they played them all. I just wish it was the despecialized version of Star Wars they put on screen, but. Oh, wow.
I feel you. I was happy to see. The only one they brought out here was Empire Strikes Back. They didn't bring Star Wars.
Oh, really?
The Jedi. Yeah. So me and my
son
did
in my cinema up the road here. They did them back to back each weekend. They did like Star Wars, then they did Empire Strikes Back, then they did Return of the Jedi.
We
over the weekends.
Empire.
It was amazing.
And we went. My son seen Empire for the first time in theaters.
That's awesome.
So it was fun to do, man. But So fast, Steven Seagal. Any last words?
Yeah, I must have went to the wrong theater because all I saw was Debbie Does Dallas.
Yeah, that's definitely the wrong theater. Was it the Peep Show? You had to put the little quarter into the slot.
Peep Show, motherfucker. No, I had a viewfinder. What are you talking
about? I haven't been on this particular show in a while, so Nzo, Roberto. Yeah, I apologize for my absence, but sometimes when you're on Earth and you're dealing with humans, you never know where the wind might take you. But yeah, you guys are cool though.
Appreciate it. Roberto was asking about you a couple of times. I told you, you know what I mean? He's like, "Hey, where's Terrence?" So there you go.
Paul, cool.
Oh yeah, Fat Steven, you're cool.
No, am I cool, Terrence? Terrence, as not a human, Terrence. Can I be cool too? Gary.
I mean, yeah. From this brief interaction, I think this is the first time that we have been on a panel together. But yeah,
all right, cool. Can you sign my face?
Probably not.
No one wants to sign Gary Busey's face.
Paul, any last words?
Nothing really. It was a good discussion. I'm glad that, like, after yesterday's discussion, I'm glad that you won't be aware of it. But like, I'm glad that this one went a little bit like it was more chill.
Oh, the one in the chat.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well, we also had a back room, so that was was what Mike and I were. Mike was alluding to it in the chat earlier. But yeah, it was. But yeah, it got a little bit to the end. But
who was in the back room?
It was just LB, Mike, myself.
He popped in.
And then Jess and Pickle were just watching. Pickle didn't say anything. He just listened, and Chill kind of moderated. So it was an interesting discussion.
It got heated. You too, Paul.
It got heated at the end.
We've had a few conversations, Paul. So they've always went well. So.
I like that picture of the Rock. That's Rock. Terrence,
Rock Johnson, it's highly illogical.
I would pay all the money in the world to see Dwayne as Spock. Like that'd be that'd be incredible.
I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Funny looking, man.
Terrence, shout out to them. Well, any last words, and then I'll let you guys shout out your channel.
No, that was it. I just wanted to share with you guys, my experience and everything. Yeah.
Glad you popped on. Roberto, any last words?
My last word on this whole COVID take is when it originally started, I told my wife, whatever, a couple of weeks. 2 years later,
For real.
I'm just fucking shocked.
For real.
When I ordered my first box of masks, they suggested I get a monthly subscription. It's like I'm only buying one box. I think 15 or 16 boxes later, that's about as much as I could say, man.
You nailed it. You literally nailed it. It can be like a sub box, like for Funko Pops, except it's the mask of the month box. Every month you get a T-shirt and a mask. That's it. Yeah.
Frustrational nutshell is what I just shared with you guys.
You're probably saying I should have took that fucking subscription, eh?
You know what I mean?
But this isn't Sports Illustrated. This doesn't work for me at all.
Parents, as much as you make reference to us as humans, I find myself doing it too. Because as I told Nzo,
I can't wait, Danny, to watch it. Go ahead.
The more and more that I'm seeing how people are behaving, I don't consider myself like them. So I make reference to them as being them, and I prefer using humans. And I laugh sometimes, I told my wife, there's a guy that I do the show with, he comes on and he always makes reference to people as humans, and some people really laugh at it, and I find it unique,
Mm-hmm.
I always like different, and I respect it. And
thank you.
So you soon might see me using, maybe some people would say, your material, but I'm going to make reference to people as humans because fuck, man, what's going on? I don't understand. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would be even more lost.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now because, wow.
That's the one good thing about the pandemic is that we all got together, right? We met good people on here.
You're not alone.
Paul, Terrence, right?
That's the whole purpose of the show, that your thoughts, in your thoughts, you're not alone. And it's nice to share it and get other perspectives in the same realm. And we all fucking laugh at it. If you're offended, then you're on the wrong show. That's all I can say.
Absolutely.
Because, we come here with no regrets and no hard feelings.
Absolutely.
Right.
And before I let you shout out your channel, Paul, did you happen to catch my cartoon 90s and 80 ranking?
Oh, it was boomer level, man. Energy.
That was some real rankings, bro.
No, dude, you need a balanced panel. You had just over plus 40s on that flipping panel. Come on, they're not people born in the 80s.
Jesus Christ! Did you have like a nurse on standby?
For real,
yeah, exactly. Flipping hell. DBZ gets voted out in the first round. Get out of here. Danny's right.
Yes, Dragon Ball was gone. Thank you very much. And if you
Please
know
don't tell me Silverhawks won.
Oh, we didn't get to Silverhawks yet. We didn't get to Silverhawks yet. But Silverhawks, X-Men is there. X-Men round to the second round.
Better not leave. Better not.
X-Men.
Oh, dude, X-Men.
What about Mighty Max?
X-Men, Batman, and freaking
Mighty Max lost.
Mighty Max lost? Are you kidding me? What about the New Adventures of Johnny Quest?
I believe it won. I think it's going on to the second.
I mean, the X-Men theme alone, when I heard it the first time as a kid, I turned into a music just listening to it. Yeah.
You are correct. Yeah.
But you see, Paul, what I did is I took all the cartoons. They can do like 200.
Even Care Bears?
Put them in. Care Bears was
in. What's wrong with you? You don't put Care Bears.
But you put filler cartoons as well, man. Because there's a major cartoons.
Wait.
And I had Care Bears. I had 80. Dude, I had like 81 in my list. So like, I'm just saying.
So you got Gummy Bears, you got Rescue Rangers, Donald, you got Darkwing Duck, you got the Mighty Ducks, and then you have Tailspin, Goof Troop.
Yes.
And all that stuff.
Darkwing
Go
Duck.
outside
Oh, man,
and
that's
go to the
dope.
protest
Yeah.
and get some free weed.
Yes, I
go
have
down to
them
Ottawa right
all.
now.
And you know what's funny? Paul said, "Oh, filler cartoons," but no, I was looking at some of these cartoons like Bonkers, and it's like, "Oh shit, I used to like that
Yeah,
shit."
Bonkers
Yeah,
is
it's going
good.
on the list. You know what I mean?
Anzo,
Bobby's World.
Darkwing Duck's intro has so much swag. It was crazy.
Fire.
Like that.
I loved Mighty Ducks. Mighty Ducks was the shit. Then you got stuff like, what was it? What was it called? Cops Fighting Crime in a Future Time.
Cops is on there too.
Was that
full DVD.
legitimately a good show though? The
Yeah,
Care Bears.
yeah,
like
I
Care
have the-
Bears was Care Bears a legitimately good show?
No,
Ask Paul. Ask
no.
Paul. Paul, was Care Bears a good show?
It's trash. I trashed that as soon as I could because
Okay,
that
yeah,
was
'cause I haven't like seen it like
literally
that.
was that was literally like Nerdman's like when he wanted to go to the top, and I trashed that immediately because I knew he was watching. So I was doing my stream was about Tears of the Nerdman, and so like I was trying to get him.
No problem.
That's what I was after.
For
I was
some
trying to
reason,
get
I
him.
thought you remembered. Like I remembered you liking the Care Bears one, so that's good.
Oh no, I trashed Care Bears. No way. I got Winnie the Pooh. I think Winnie the Pooh won over Care Bears in my one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cops, signed by Dr. Bad Vibes.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I want it. Very nice. So we're gonna do this.
And I'm white, by the way, just to spoil everyone's image of what they thought it was.
That's fine, man.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
fine. You know your shit.
Oh shit. I like this guy.
So
Just
Fat
my hands-
Steven.
Just my hands are white. Just my hands.
Fellow Canadian, thank you for coming on. First
Thank
time on
you.
the channel, much appreciated. We definitely have you back. You're always welcome. Shout out
Thank
your
you.
channel for the people, please.
Yeah, I'm Fat Steven Seagal. You can see me with mostly sometimes with Lorena for like our shows on her channel. I do a shit ton of gaming, Babylon 5. This show has no name, and I will be torturing myself with Picard Season 2 when it decides to drop in my toilet.
Oh, did you only hear? There's only 3 seasons. Thank God.
Well, what's the third season going to be of him? Like plugging himself into a
Wait,
toaster or a
apparently-
battery pack? What?
I don't know. Probably. Q turns him back into a human at the end of the season. $10 on that. But,
Yeah, they're going to give him a new outfit.
Yeah, exactly. No, they've done with they're doing season 2 and 3 are filming back to back, so they're done because he originally only signed to 3 because of how old he is. So we're only getting 3 of that abomination. Discovery continues on for some God knows
Please
reason.
stop
I don't
saying
know
that
why.
name.
Hey, watch it. I like Discovery.
You like Discovery? Yeah, you like
Dude, he
STDs?
screamed. No. Enzo, he screamed really loud and blew up all the dilithium in the galaxy. That's retarded. That is no, I can't say that word. It's
Okay,
brain rot,
no.
It's
Helix, I
brain
got you
rot.
beat. Helix, I got you beat. Motherfucker, there's no such thing as sonar in space. What's wrong with you?
Dude, no. The Klingons have time crystals and they're space orcs, and dude, come on, stop it,
Most of the
Enzo.
show is them
You like
complimenting
that?
hair and crying. Can we get? And we have
She
a
just
private-
they clap at her. They're like,
We have
"Bjorn
an
solved the
ensign.
problem."
We have an
Yay.
ensign who is now like in charge.
Oh,
of
they
a
gave the
starship.
yeah,
Oh, my
they
fuck.
gave her second in command.
Tilly's gone.
Tilly, oh my
Have you
god!
looked at the bridge? It is
Hold on.
it's
Hold on.
segregation central.
Tilly's gone. She left the show.
Look at the bridge, Enzo. Next time you get a chance,
I
look
wish
at the
that
bridge.
she,
It
I
is
wish that she left the show by a
segregation
phaser getting unloaded into her face,
Segregation
Enzo.
central.
It comes back February. I'll check
Math
it out.
is cool. Math is cool, guys. Math is cool. Just shoot her in the
I'm a
face.
ginger,
Please,
I'm a
someone Klingon.
unicorn.
Do you see what happened?
I would love a
when
Klingon with a
Jeff
bat flip to
Bezos
come along and
Watch
just
STD,
open her up.
Okay, honestly, I put myself.
It's
through
called
that.
STD. Exactly. It gives you a brain. It gives you a brain
Season
STD
2,
when you watch
Mikey
it.
Burnham is running around with Mega Man blasters, being chased by the Iranians. What the
You hear what happens? You say one fucking thing. All right,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Beam me up, storyline. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh my god. Season 3 starts with her falling out of orbit in a spacesuit and hitting the ground at maximum velocity, and she doesn't die.
You know
This
what
is not
is the
science fiction
bestest
anymore.
ever?
It's all fiction.
Mikey Burnham is so freaking awesome.
She's
The planet,
she's
the
better than
planet
Ray.
split
Dude,
apart.
she is
She
Mary.
is
She's
Ray
Ray on
Skywalker.
steroids.
She is Ray
She is
Skywalker.
Ray on steroids.
See, what
Burnham.
bothers me about
Nothing will
Picard
kill
is
her.
they turn the Starfleet into
Dude, did you hear in season 2 the reason why Spock is the man he is because of his sister that we only found out in this. That was a joke. Dude, Enzo, you can't defend that.
Loved it.
That is trash, man. That is absolute trash.
Okay.
Don't mind. Don't lie.
Didn't bother me. But you see, that's what happens when you say Chat Discovery. That's a whole discussion, which we can do something on that when
Howard the Maze floating on the side.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Wait, have you seen season 3 yet, Enzo?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Yeah, did you watch it? So yeah, God.
Yeah, I watched.
Okay.
Tilly's gone. Tilly left the show.
Did she get hit by a truck?
Nah, she
she was pregnant or something, wasn't she? Or
well, I don't know why she left the show, but in the show it's because she left to go train cadets.
I thought it was because she lied she was a lesbian.
She left to train cadets. Yeah. That's how she left it. She left to train cadets. They put her in charge of a starship, and then they go and make her train cadets. Oh my God, this show is so bad.
An ensign?
Do you remember in Voyager when Tuvok trained all of those marquee people, and he was like, "You're too fat to the Bolian." Like this dude would destroy Tilly in 2 seconds if he saw it. You're on a Starfleet. What are you doing?
Oh my God! I'm sorry, Enzo. I'm not attacking you.
It's okay.
My God,
we will
Enzo.
discuss this another day. Paul, shout out to
How red he's turning. Oh my God! I've never seen
Shout out your channel, Paul. Fuck y'all. I don't care what you say. It's fire.
My channel is HalogenHelix. Yes, it's weird. It's spelled like this. I'll change my name. There you go. That's what it is. That is my channel. I do 2 streams per week. One is pop culture. One is a chill stream. It is Thursdays and Sundays for Americans, and Mondays and Fridays for Australians and Australasian people. And I will be doing game streams. I'm doing God of War, hopefully Saturday. So
that's cool. Nice. God of War is a great game. I love it. I haven't played the one for the PS5 yet, but that's definitely next on my list. Terrence, my brother, talk to the people, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yep. How you doing, humans? Terrence here. My channel is T-Virus Terrence. I don't have anything planned per se, but I do have a back catalog of over 100 videos that I need to figure out when I'm going to post them. The Terrence family has passed 5,000 subs. So, that's really cool.
Very nice.
Very nice.
And I just like to have fun. And sometimes humans, they happen along and they're like, oh, what's going on here? And then they join the family. So I definitely appreciate any and all support. And yeah, I mean, that's where you can find me. But over there, so far there are, I would say 3,830 some odd vids. And I've organized them into mini playlists to help humans navigate through the channel. And there's all kinds of stuff over there. It's kind of like whatever pops in my head. I have a lot of different interests and knowledge on things. And I think that as long as the human is open-minded and wants to have fun, then, that's the place where you need to be.
Absolutely. Great channel. Everybody here has a great channel. This is Steven Seagal's channel. His actual channel is in the description as well. So if any of you guys ain't sub to him, no problem. Go sub to the man. Great channel. I love chilling with these guys when we're doing the Boba Fett stuff. Like he got up on there, the Fett and the Furious. Roberto, tell the people about your channel, bro.
My channel's in limbo right now. So like I said earlier, there's not really much to say other than it will be coming soon to a YouTube channel near you.
Yes.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened?
Hold on, let me play it again.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I caught that at the last second.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, that's perfect. Dang. I love that.
Yeah, when he played that, I was dying. I was like, that shit was funny, man. Good job.
Oh my God.
Quite all right.
So bad.
Much respect to everybody that popped into the chat. Thank you, everybody. Mads, Mama Bear, Andrea, Jax, Caleb was in the house. Danny was here. Who else was up in here, man? Let me go back.
Much love to the
Wait,
chat. Much
Anzo,
love to the chat.
if you in the stream, Anzo, we won't reach the 10-hour mark.
Yeah, that's not happening. we did an 8-hour stream, anyways, brother. Remember we did fandom was 8 hours.
But true, but we almost reached the 10 hours. But
you know what? If Roberto does a 10-hour one with me, I'll do it with you. Me, you, and Roberto. 10 hours.
Yep.
Yeah, but we got to do it for a cause, you know.
Oh shit! That wasn't the answer I was expecting from Roberto.
If we do it for a good cause, I'm down. I'm down.
I'm always used to Danny's response, like, hell no, we ain't doing no 10 hours.
No.
Me too. That's what I was expecting.
We got to keep it original.
That's why I tried to throw you under the bus.
I do like 9 to 10 hours a day of streaming. What's up with you?
Yeah, you did like 8 hours today, right?
Yeah, I've done one like that. Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Hey man, there's this dude Deej Odyssey, man. He did was it Deej or Jedi Bill? One of them two. They did 72 hours straight, bro.
They took breaks. It doesn't
shit. Count. What were they doing?
Just a regular chill stream.
Oh shit.
But YouTube or StreamYard or YouTube, one of them only allows you to do 12 hours at a time. So they did 12 hours, then they stopped it, started it back up for 3 days, man.
Wow.
Out of your minds. But with that being said, once again, thank you everybody that came in here. Much love. Sorry if I missed anybody. Can't go back up there, but peace, love, and hair grease. We are out, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.
We'll be right back.